Chapter 1. September 1st, the first year of high school, Nanchuan High School. The warm sunlight sprinkled over the school like golden powder. The trees in the school were in their lush period, as if they were displaying all their vitality without restraint. The emerald green color shone brightly in the eyes of the new students, as if there was a new life trembling on every leaf. This was a century-old school, the city's key high school, the best of the best. The admission rate for first year was 99%, 985 for first year, and 211 for second year. The junior high school ranking was determined by the number of people who were admitted to Nanchuan High School. This was the best school in the city that Uncle Wu helped Xiao Xiao choose. According to his grades, he would definitely not be able to get in. Unexpectedly, Uncle Wu still had a way. He donated a library to the school, and the gilded admission letter was placed in front of Xiao Xiao. His family already had a mine. Why would he need to go to school? Xiao Xiao looked at the gray banner hanging at the school gate. Welcome to the first year of high school. He curled his lips. The banner should be white. He formed a spell with his right hand, and with a flick of his 10 fingers, he added another color to the banner. The originally bright red banner was now so pink that it looked like flowers were about to bloom, making the white words look even more strange. Seeing that the gray turned white, and then the white became whiter, Xiao Xiao nodded in satisfaction and whistled. This is more like it. The first day of school should be a little festive. Xiao Xiao walked through the gate and put on a mask. There was a member of the student reception at the door. Student, welcome to the school. Why are you still wearing a mask on such a hot day? Guess if I have a peerless face. After saying that, he mischievously winked at the girl who asked the question. Why don't you take off your mask and let me admire you? Add me on WeChat, and I'll send you my peerless face. Before entering the school, Xiao Xiao had become familiar with these girls and added them on WeChat. Friends could gather spiritual energy, which would have a great impact on his cultivation. The girls helped him find his name. With a flourish of his pen, he signed his name Xiao Xiao. Class Grade 1 Class 3. The girl pointed to the first floor of the building across the street. It was a 6-story teaching building. It was white and shone dazzlingly under the sunlight. He finally felt more comfortable looking at it. In his world, white was the most festive color. There were already quite a few students in the class, and a teacher was taking attendance on the podium. Reporting. His voice was loud and full of enthusiasm. Xiao Xiao stood at the door wearing a mask and greeted the teacher. The students glanced at the handsome boy at the door and saluted him with their eyes. He was dressed in a custom-made sportswear and sports shoes, and his hairstyle was the most popular hairstyle. The hair on the sides did not go past his ears, and the top of his head was fluffy. If it weren't for the mask, his facial features would definitely be revealed, making his face look small and sharp. What's your name? Miss Zhu asked with a smile as she looked at the handsome and sunny boy in front of her. Xiao Xiao, Xiao as in Xiaofeng, Xiao as in Xiaofeng. Teacher, I'm the most Xiaofeng. Miss Zhu was amused by him. You're so cheeky. I hope your results will be the most Xiaofeng in the future. Xiao Xiao rubbed his nose. She had touched a sore spot. Miss Zhu checked the name list. Xiao Xiao, okay, find a place to sit down. Take off your mask. You don't have to wear it in the classroom. Xiao Xiao slowly took off his mask and stuffed it into his pocket. He raised his eyebrows and a mysterious smile spread across his face. His peach blossom eyes looked at the entire class, and his gaze locked onto an empty seat in the last row. He strode towards that seat with his long legs. The classroom suddenly quieted down. Looking at Xiao Xiao's face, the girl's pressure points seemed to have been hit, and the boys' mouths were wide open. This boy with delicate eyebrows caught everyone's eyes as soon as he took off his mask. He was tall, handsome, slender, and straight. His facial features were deep and powerful, and his peach blossom eyes radiated charm. At this moment, there was a roguish smile on his face. Who said that boys with a bad smile were more attractive? Xiao Xiao was very satisfied with the current effect. He was serious about acting pretentious. Xiao Xiao walked to the empty seat in the last row. Seeing him get closer and closer, his deskmate from the group next to him suddenly reacted. He stood up abruptly and knocked over the chair under him. Then with a red face, He hurriedly picked up the chair and pulled it to the side. He stammered, "Please." It was only after he sat down that the pressure points of the girls in the class seemed to have been unsealed. Several girls held their heads and silently screamed in their hearts. They secretly smiled with red faces and lowered their heads. Then the school's tiebao exploded. A few pictures of him, wearing a mask and a perfect side profile picture, were pushed to the top. The big title was, "A Peerless Face in the School." There was a big word next to the title. There were countless comments below, and the comments were almost 1,000 stories high. "Gluten that loves to eat dumplings. The most handsome school hunk in history has appeared. Waves with you. Give me half of his side profile, and I'll return you the whole universe. Jiuqiu. Look at those eyelashes, I want to swing on them. Walking snow. Look at that high-nose bridge, I want to play slide on it. Sand eagle crossing the river. Look at that roguish smile. It's intoxicating, I can't extricate myself. I want to change classes. I want to change classes +1. And the person in question, Xiao Xiao, had a natural expression. This young master is so handsome. From my hair to my heels. It's written that I'm very handsome. Come and praise me. Ever since he came to the human world, young Master Xiao Xiao had been living a comfortable life. He had face, money, and fun whenever he wanted. Everything was so smooth sailing. He displayed his innate hedonistic nature to the extreme. In the beginning, he was unwilling to come to the human world to gain experience. Now that he thought about it, water must have entered his brain. This was simply heaven on earth. And the air was filled with the smell of freedom. Except, Uncle Wu's various requests, such as, going to school according to the rules of the human world, classes started. Aha! Who? Soon Xiao Xiao felt sleepy. In his dictionary of life, he had long forgotten the sentence that Uncle Wu reminded him in the morning. Perform well on the first day of school, and leave a good impression on the teachers. He did not hesitate to lie on the table and sleep. He played games until 4 a.m. last night, and now he was sleepy. Sleeping on the first day of school made his deskmate Zhang Daong, who was at a loss just now, even more shocked. No wonder the school hunk would choose the corner seat. The teacher's line of sight was blocked, and it was not easy to be discovered sleeping. He glanced at Xiao Xiao, who was lying on the table sleeping. This person was too good at growing up. He did not listen to anything the teacher said. He secretly took out his phone from under the table, turned the camera button to silent, and took a few pictures of his deskmate's side profile sleeping. Chapter 2. Xiao Xiao slept until the end of class. The bell that signaled the end of class was a little noisy for him. He scratched the hair at the back of his head, his face full of impatience. He leaned back abruptly, causing his chair to rock back and forth between the wall and the desk. His 2 long legs were slightly bent due to the insufficient length of the desk, and his face was full of sleepiness. Tomorrow is the school's mock exam, Miss Zhu announced with a smile before the end of class. Cries of grief filled the air. Today is the first day of school. Go back and rest early. Try to get a good score tomorrow. Teacher, school just started. Can't you let us have a good time for 2 days? I'm taking sick leave tomorrow. The teacher walked out of the classroom with a smile. Immediately the class was in an uproar. The miserable high school life is about to start so soon. Let me sleep again. Damn, there's an exam? Xiao Xiao immediately woke up from her sleepiness. There was a basic requirement for coming to the human world to train. One had to be in the top 100 in every exam. Otherwise, depending on the importance of the exam, one would not be allowed to play games for a week to 3 months as punishment. Xiao Xiao looked up at the sky and sighed. Games my favorite. Why are they leaving me? At this moment someone suggested, to commemorate the first day of high school, does anyone want to form a team to play games? What games? The representative of the good students when Jing jumped out. Zhang Daong, you only know how to play games. Why don't you go home and study for tomorrow's exam? This is called the last craziness before the exam. Can't we commemorate the first day of school? Xiao Xiao was hesitating between playing games and going home to study. When he heard Zhang Daiyang's words, the balance immediately tilted. After all, studying for the whole day would not do well in the exam tomorrow. In order to compensate for the impending confinement, He immediately jumped out. Let's go, students. It's my treat. In order to do better tomorrow, let's completely relax today. The class erupted in cheers, as if it was a great honor for the new school hunk to agree to play games with them. The sun shone through the clouds and sprinkled on this group of youthful and energetic boys and girls. The one walking at the front was Xiao Xiao. Under the sun, he was a little sleepy. He put on a mask and led the way. The sun was very warm, but Xiao Xiao still felt that it was dazzling. After he came to the human world, his eyes were afraid of light. The strong sunlight made Xiao Xiao feel sleepy again. He squinted his eyes, took out a pair of sunglasses from his bag, and put it on the bridge of his nose. He then put his hand on the back of his neck, pressed it, and shook it back and forth to relieve his sleepiness. His walking posture was very good. His hands were in his trouser pockets, his shoulders were steady, and his two long legs were straight as he walked forward alternately. The loose sweatpants made him look like a male model. A few boys surrounded him and chattered while some girls in the class followed behind him excitedly. Xiao Xiao walked in front. He was tall and looked like a mafia boss. Behind him was a group of laughing underlings. Just like that, they walked through the door of the internet cafe. Xiao Xiao took out his ID and handed it to the boss. He said generously, "Put all the expenses here today on my tab." Xiao Xiao was never stingy. Since he was young, he had always been a big spender. "Xiao Xiao, thank you. You look so cool when you pay." The students in the class happily cheered. Xiao Xiao's mouth twitched. "Let's play." The boss of the internet cafe was all smiles as he welcomed the dozens of students in. They were playing the most popular game right now, Jojo's Summon. They could experience gun modification, combo skills, and run and shoot at the same time. Crafting all kinds of weapons and all kinds of modes was an everlasting mode in FPS games. Whether it was the cooperation of the whole team or the individual skills, it was especially important in this mode. The rhythm was to attack and defend in an orderly manner, and the offense and defense were ever-changing. In the game, one person could display a shocking performance, and a team could explode with a suffocating effect. It was even more so in FPS games. After everyone received their weapons, they quickly arrived at the first boss stage. Not only could the Chaos Infant Crocodile recover its own health, but it could also clone itself when its health was at 0. It could also summon small infant crocodile and many other small monsters to harass them. Relationships were built in games. A group of youthful boys and girls fought in the internet cafe. Under constant reminders and cooperation, there would be cheers from time to time. At this moment, Xiao Xiao was highly focused. The black and white interface did not hinder his excitement. Xiao Xiao's gaming skills and awareness were very strong. Very quickly, his good skills allowed him to become the king of guns. At the same time, his excellent gaming awareness allowed him to take the best shooting position. "Xiao Xiao, you're so cool." Just as they were having fun, another group of people came in. The person in the lead was wearing a big gold chain. He had a fierce face and a cigarette in his mouth. His teeth were black and yellow. "Boss, I'm here to take care of your business. Get me some faster machines." "Sorry, Boss Huang, business is good today. There are no more seats." Boss Huang looked at the internet cafe full of people and was a little unhappy. "How long have you been here?" "About an hour." "Then it's not over." Boss Huang rolled his eyes and curled his lips to the side. A few of his lackeys understood what he meant. They immediately swung their arms and walked over to their seats. They slammed the table and shouted, "It's about time. It's time to go home and read." Xiao Xiao and the others were having fun. Who would care about these delinquents? After the underlings slammed a few times, one of them suddenly hugged his stomach and shouted, "You dare to hit me? You don't want to live anymore." As he said that, another underling next to him swung his hand at the head of one of Xiao Xiao's classmates. Xiao Xiao was sitting in the innermost area. He didn't know what was going on outside. He only heard the argument. He didn't want to care. The internet cafe was noisy to begin with. After a while, there was the sound of the table being moved. All kinds of profanities floated into his ears. Xiao Xiao was playing at a critical moment when the table was suddenly bumped and moved, causing his mouse to rub out of position, and he missed a shot. F*CK. Xiao Xiao pulled off his headphones and stood up. He was full of anger. He stretched his long legs and walked to the front of Boss Huang. He threw a punch at the corner of his mouth. Ah! Everyone was stunned by this punch. It was so quiet that you could hear a pin drop. Boss Huang's underlings didn't even see how Xiao Xiao came over, and their boss was hit. F***ck, how dare you hit our boss? Brothers, let's go. A group of high school students was still scared when they encountered a group of delinquents. Some of the girls' faces changed and screams were about to come out of their throats. Xiao Xiao picked his ears and impatiently kicked a table, knocking the people who rushed over to the ground. Then he punched the other side of Boss Huang's face. This punch was too fast. Before Boss Huang could react, his face was already swollen like a bun and blood flowed out of the corner of his mouth. Boss Huang fell to the ground, right at Xiao Xiao's feet. Xiao Xiao lifted his long leg and stepped on his injured face. Then his lazy voice floated into everyone's ears. Whoever dares to come up again will die. The face of an angel and the skills of a devil. No one dared to move. The underlings carried Boss Huang out of the internet cafe with their tails between their legs. They didn't even dare to leave behind a word of threat. Before the others could react, the matter had been settled. Xiao Xiao was sleepy again. He picked up his bag, put on his mask and waved back. Only his handsome back could be seen. Chapter 3. After returning home, Xiao Xiao threw himself on the bed. During this time, he felt that something was wrong with his body. According to Uncle Wu, he had been cultivating less. But he felt that this wasn't the case. The irritation in his body was getting worse day by day. Seeing blood made him excited. And seeing people with black gas above their heads, he wanted to destroy the black gas. Just now, the black gas above Boss Huang's head tempted him to attack. Seeing his swollen face and the blood flowing from the corner of his mouth, a burst of pleasure rushed to his head. As the crown prince of the devil world, how could he not tolerate the existence of devilish energy? He picked up the pillow and covered his head. A few seconds later, he threw the pillow at the door. He raised his hand and drew a talisman in the air. This was the only spell he had learned since he was a child, how to control his devilish energy. The talisman slowly became transparent and rippled in the air, attracting the surrounding spiritual energy to gather here. Spirit guiding talisman. Xiao Xiao lay on the bed with his hands and feet wide apart, letting the light formed by spiritual energy cover his whole body. He felt the nourishment of the spiritual energy and slowly entered cultivation. The boy meditating on the top of the mountain in the suburbs of Nanchuan said, "There's something wrong, sister. I feel the spiritual energy around us fluctuating." A girl with a cold temperament opened her eyes without any warmth in them. "I already feel it. Someone is constantly absorbing the spiritual energy here. I'm already dealing with it." The girl casually drew another talisman and locked the spiritual energy around her. "Continue cultivating." The girl closed her eyes again. Under the control of the spirit-locking talisman, the spiritual energy around the girl circulated and no longer flowed out. And the spiritual energy in other parts of the mountain gushed out like an uncontrollable flood. The next morning, the sun was still so dazzling. Xiao Xiao wore his sunglasses and a mask and wandered into the campus. On the way, he met 3 girls who tried to give him gifts. They looked fancy, but unfortunately they were all gray. He said with a cheeky smile, "Let's add each other on WeChat." The larger his circle of friends was, the more spiritual energy he could gather. At this moment, a girl walked past him. She was talking to someone on the phone with a serious face. Xiao Xiao glanced at her and couldn't believe it. Thinking that she was seeing things, she turned around and looked again. The girl with the glowing head had already walked away. He wanted to chase after him to see what was going on, but he said, "Brother Xiao, I haven't added you on WeChat yet." When Xiao Xiao turned his head again, he was already gone. Today was the mock exam. Every exam was a nightmare for him. Xiao Xiao used his thumb and forefinger to rub a corner of the paper. From his heart, the only thing that made him feel comfortable was the color of the paper. The majority of the paper was white, which made him feel festive. Reporting. A cold female voice sounded at the door. Everyone looked at the door. "Teacher, I just transferred here. My name is Yin Ran." She was more than 165 meters tall, and had a cold and indifferent temperament. She was serious and indifferent, distant and polite. She had an excellent figure, with legs from her waist down. Hibiscus from clear water, a natural sculpture. These words floated through Xiao Zhao's mind. The teacher was preparing to take the exam paper when he saw the girl at the door. He was stunned. Why didn't you report yesterday? I'm sorry, teacher. I was sick yesterday. She was polite and calm. Okay, find a seat and sit down. Today's the exam. He had searched for her thousands of times in the crowd. So she was at the door of the classroom. Xiao Xiao looked carefully. He hadn't seen wrong in the blink of an eye. Threads of mist really did come out of the top of her head. Just like him. A cultivator. The commotion this girl caused in the classroom wasn't as intense as Xiao Zhao's yesterday. Today she had a high ponytail. She wore a white t-shirt and skinny jeans. She should have been a beautiful young girl. But with the tranquility in her eyes, she was as beautiful as a pear blossom. She was calm and collected, wise and courageous. The girl looked around the classroom and found that there was an empty seat in front of Xiao Xiao. She walked over steadily and sat down. She took out a pen and paper and prepared for the exam. Hey beautiful, add me on WeChat. I'm Xiao Xiao. Xiao as in Xiaofeng, Xiao as in Xiao. Xiao Xiao revealed his charming smile. Yin ran past the exam paper to Xiao Xiao. She was stunned for a moment when she saw him. She glanced at the phone in his hand. His WeChat profile picture was a cartoon character, narcissism. She then said calmly, let's take the exam first. Xiao Xiao touched his nose but didn't care. Cultivators always had their own personalities. The exam papers were handed out. Everyone was extremely serious. The only sound in the classroom was the rustling of the pens against the paper. Xiao Xiao looked through the exam paper from beginning to end. He found that most of the questions were difficult. He didn't know how to answer them. After he finished the questions he knew, he lay on the table and slept. After the exam, the morning passed. Xiao Xiao stretched his arms that were numb from his weight. He stood up and prepared to walk to the cafeteria. Brother Xiao, let's go to the cafeteria together. I know that there's sweet and sour pork today. It's my favorite. You were also in this school in junior high. Zhang Daong excitedly replied. I was in junior high for 3 years. I'm a sports student. I know what's good in the cafeteria. Brother Qiao, your move yesterday was really too cool. The school's Tieba exploded, saying that you're the school hunk with the best fighting ability in history. But I know that boss Huang. He often brings a few hooligans to the school gate to collect protection money. When I was in junior high, some of the smaller boys were often stopped by them, and then made them ask for money from their families. They seemed to be from some underworld. I didn't have time to remind you yesterday. You still have to be careful. I'm afraid that they won't give up. Brother Qiao, do you want to save my phone number? If there's anything, you can call us for help. Damn, he's even more talkative than me, Xiao Xiao said indifferently. What's there to be afraid of? If he comes again, I'll beat him until he's looking for his teeth on the ground. Brother Qiao, did you learn martial arts when you were young? How can you be so powerful and fast? That day, Boss Huang didn't even have time to react before he was stepped on by you. This is nothing. It's just some small skills. I usually like to practice martial arts when I have nothing to do. The voice gradually drifted away. Then Yanran, who walked out of the classroom, heard Xiao Zhao's words. She silently looked at the top of his head and didn't say anything. The school's braised pork ribs were really delicious. Xiao Xiao originally ate all kinds of delicacies in the devil realm. The various kinds of food in the human world still made him feel a little strange, especially vegetarian food. When he first came, he found it hard to swallow. Now he's slowly getting used to it. However, meat is still his first choice. It's just that he can't get the color of the ingredients. Maybe the dark things in the devil realm are more attractive to him. Zhang Daong saw that Xiao Xiao was satisfied with his recommendation. He was happy in his heart. It was as if he had done something amazing and got praised by his boss. Chapter 4. In a forest on the outskirts of Nanchuan, a middle-aged man was running for his life under the dim moonlight. He looked back as he ran, his face pale and his eyes filled with fear. It was as if a monster was about to pounce on him at any time. He ran as if his life depended on it, and there were often stones of different heights under his feet that affected his speed. As he ran, he suddenly staggered, and his body rushed forward. His two arms quickly pulled down, and after maintaining his balance, he continued to run forward. A tree branch hooked on his clothes. He screamed in fear, thinking that he was being caught. Then, he ignored the force of the pull, and pulled with all his might. With a rip, his sleeve was torn, and at the same time, a bloody mark was left on his arm. At this time, he felt a strong wind behind him, pushing him forward. He rolled on the ground, and his hands and feet scratched the ground a few times. He bent his body and climbed up again. At this time, he hated himself for not being a leopard on all fours. Even if he couldn't fight with his life, he could still run away quickly. The person behind him was too strong. In front of this person, his usual arrogance was useless. Based on his vicious nature, if he could do something, he would have done it long ago. But no matter how he calculated, soft or hard methods didn't work. He could only end up like this. Finally, he couldn't run anymore. His heart and abdomen began to ache, and the pulling feeling was unbearable. Finally, he accidentally stepped on a big rock and fell to the ground. His left face was on the ground, and a small rock and the ground directly scraped off a piece of his skin. His survival instinct made him unable to give up. He tried to stand up but failed. It seemed that one of his feet was twisted. He began to clench his teeth and crawl forward. He struggled for a while and suddenly, a foot stepped on his back. He looked back at the girl with the face of an angel, and his whole body began to tremble. "Please don't kill me. I won't dare to do it again," a cold voice sounded. "Go tell that to the dead girl." The foot that stepped on his back lifted up, and then slammed down. The man spat out a mouthful of blood. He was seriously injured. Unconscious. 110? There's a seriously injured person in the ghost forest in the outskirts of Nanchuan. He's the mafia boss that you've been looking for. Please send someone to investigate. The phone that had obviously changed its voice called the 110 police station. Did you see the news yesterday? In the outskirts of the ghost forest, a person was seriously injured and was on his last breath. He was a gang leader wanted by the police. It was said that his spine was broken, and he became a cripple. The loudspeaker Ma Xiaoxian said mysteriously. "Who did it?" Little Sweet Jiechi asked curiously. The police said that they did not see anyone else at the scene, and the person who called the police could not be contacted either. This is getting rid of evil for the people. Zhang Daong joined the conversation. Could it be that there is a ghost in the ghost forest, and then the gang boss was taken in? Wang Jinyun, who was always mumbling, was also attracted. "Don't think too much about it. Someone must have done it," Zhang Daong retorted. "Brother Qiao, what do you think?" Miao Tongtong blinked her starry eyes and asked Xiao Xiao. Xiao Xiao was fighting with the game on his phone. "In my opinion, this kind of person should just be killed on the spot. What's the point of calling the police? What a waste of national resources." The villain was killed. Xiao Xiao threw his phone away and made a throat-slitting gesture. Yinran had just returned to her seat when she heard this sentence. She looked up at Xiao Xiao and saw that the youth had a look of disdain on his face. She did not join the discussion and sat down coldly. She took out a set of questions and began to do it. Nanchuan High School was very efficient. The results came out the next day. First place Yinran. Wow. Everyone looked at this cold and indifferent girl with envious eyes. First place from the bottom, Xiao Xiao. Pooh. Xiao Xiao touched his nose. He went up to the stage and took the test paper back. Then he stuffed it into his desk. This really made the whole class's eyes drop. The new school hunk had already established a tall image in their hearts. Why were the results so hard to explain? Okay, this time the whole class didn't do very well. Of course, the first test paper will be slightly more difficult. But don't be discouraged. Our class's Yinran still got first place in the grade. Xiao Xiao looked at the little girl sitting in front of him. Her back was straight and her neck was slender. When the teacher said that she got first place in the grade, her body did not change at all. It was as if everything was natural. She took the test paper from the stage and walked down. Xiao Xiao looked at her with the same calm gaze as usual. The white aura above her head did not move, like a sea-stabilizing needle. Strange girl. Xiao Xiao had heard of cultivators before. Uncle Wu had told him that some people in the human world had special abilities. They accepted the orders of their ancestors and had the mission to protect the human world. They would also cultivate on a daily basis. When they cultivated to a certain level, an aura would form above their head. The denser the aura, the higher their cultivation level. He had heard of it before but had never seen it. This was the first time he saw it. Xiao Xiao was very curious. But he did not expect this sister to be so cold. She had not added him on WeChat. He was the top school hunk. Why was his charm discounted? TSK, they were both cultivators. What was so great about them? Xiao Xiao took out his test paper. Seeing so many crosses on it, he was a little distressed. Studying was like a bottleneck when he was cultivating. No matter how hard he tried, he could not overcome it. Cultivation was like this. Why was studying like this? Miss Ju continued to speak passionately on the stage. Students should help each other. Only by studying together can you make greater progress. From now on, the class will form a support team. The top 10 students will help the bottom 10 students. The first student will help the first student from the bottom. The second student will help the second student from the bottom. Xiao Xiao was not only surprised by himself. He saw the white aura above Yinran's head finally shrink from the sea-stabilizing needle to a stick. There was a white dot hanging in the air, an exclamation mark. This white aura can talk. It looked like she was shocked. Damn, why was she so unhappy? Xiao Xiao straightened his long legs and leaned back in his chair. He swayed between the wall and the desk. Surprisingly, he calmed down. It was also at that moment that the exclamation mark calmed down. It was as if it had never happened. After class, Yinran turned around and looked at Xiao Xiao. She asked calmly, "Your results are bad? Are you pretending?" Xiao Xiao touched his nose. "I want to pretend too." "That shouldn't be." Yinran frowned. Xiao Xiao was unhappy when he heard this. He replied casually, "What's wrong with that? The question knows me, but I don't know him. Maybe he wants to play hide and seek with me?" Yinran calmly accepted this arrangement. "Okay, then from today onwards, I will make a study plan for you. First, let me have a look at your test paper." Looking at the red crosses in front of her eyes, Yinran raised her head and looked at Xiao Xiao. She glanced up, and a trace of doubt flashed in her eyes. "Your foundation is very bad, and you don't know the difficult questions. I have a rough idea of your standard. How about this? I will focus on helping you strengthen your foundation. This afternoon, you will go to the bookstore with me to buy books." When Xiao Xiao heard this, he narrowed his eyes and suddenly leaned close to Yinran. He smiled wickedly. "Are you looking for me to go on a date?" Then, before Xiao Xiao could see clearly, a slender finger pressed against his forehead. Then the finger exerted force and Xiao Xiao's head was pushed back. A calm voice sounded, "I am not interested in you." The surroundings suddenly became quiet. Because of Xiao Xiao's endless charm, there were many eavesdropping ears around. This sentence was like a bomb that deafened these eavesdropping ears. Quietly, the Tieba forum lit up again. Hashtag the school hunk's confession was the coldest rejection in history. Hashtag dumpling loving gluten bun. No matter how many times we reincarnate, you will always be my one and only. Waves with you. Here's your chance, sister. Come and appease the school hunk's abused heart. Jiuqiu. You don't know how to appreciate kindness. Quickly lie flat in the pit and move on your own. Pity the school hunk. Pity the school hunk. +1. Pity the school hunk. +2. Xiao Xiao looked at the girl in front of him who looked so serious. But the white steam above her head began to waver. She looked calm, but her emotions were fluctuating, just like a little bun. He couldn't help but want to tease her. With a flick of his finger, a strong wind hit the little bun on top of his head. The little bun was originally puffing her cheeks. She was accidentally poked on her little cheeks, and was so shocked that she bounced up and down. Yinran seemed to have sensed it too. She was stunned for a moment and looked at Xiao Xiao warily. She didn't see anything unusual. Soon it was afternoon. Yinran and Xiao Xiao carried their school bags and walked out of the school together. They received a lot of attention on the way. One was cold and didn't look sideways. The other was a playboy who flirted everywhere. Xiao Xiao didn't spend the past 2 days in vain. He was very popular in the school. Along the way, people gave him gifts and comforted him wave after wave. After saying that, they glared at Yinran fiercely. Yinran was confused. After receiving more than 10 glares, a girl took out her phone and said, "Brother Qiao, I support you on Tieba. Don't give up the whole forest for a weed. Good luck." Weed? Ha 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 ha. After reading Tieba, Yinran's face darkened for the first time. The two of them walked to the school gate in disdain. As soon as they showed their faces, they were targeted by another group of people. "Boss, I saw that person. He brought a girl with him today. Okay, keep an eye on them. When they go to the alley next door, we'll take action." The one who spoke was Boss Huang. He was beaten up yesterday, and it still hurt today. Damn it, he had never suffered such a big loss. Boss Huang had been running rampant here for several years. Everyone avoided him. How dare he provoke the local bully? He must be tired of living. He was careless that day. Today, he must get back at him and beat him up on the ground. Yinran and Xiao Xiao didn't say anything to each other. They just walked to the bookstore. There were small alleys in front of their school. If they wanted to get to the main road, they had to pass through them. "Stop. Don't think about leaving today." More than 10 people surrounded Xiao Xiao and Yinran. Boss Huang walked up from the crowd, his face still wrapped in bandages. "Do you still remember me?" Xiao Xiao looked around. These people all had iron rods in their hands. He simply threw his bag on the ground and pulled Yinran to his side. "Excuse me, who are you?" "You." He was furious. "Boss, don't talk nonsense with him. Just do it." Xiao Xiao put away his sloppy expression and snorted coldly. A bloodthirsty sneer appeared at the corner of his mouth. He still didn't know where to vent his devil chi, and it just so happened that these little ghosts came for him to vent his anger. At this time, he didn't see that there was also a cloud of black gas above his head, rushing straight to the sky. Yinran, who was standing behind him, was shocked. "You." Before she finished speaking, Xiao Xiao had quickly pulled her against the wall to avoid being attacked from the back and abdomen. More than 10 people attacked with iron rods. Yinran stood by the wall and watched Xiao Xiao fight with several people calmly. Xiao Xiao's fists were very heavy, and every punch hit flesh. The people surrounding him couldn't take a single punch. When the iron rod hit Xiao Xiao's arm, it was as if it hit an iron plate, and they couldn't swing it anymore. However, 2 fists couldn't fight against 4 hands. Xiao Xiao was hit several times. Blood flowed down from the corner of his mouth. Tasting the taste of blood, Xiao Xiao's eyes became more excited. He grabbed a rod and knocked down 3 people at once. Seeing that Xiao Xiao's fighting power was too strong, Boss Huang shouted on the side, "Catch that woman!" Hearing the shout, Xiao Xiao turned around suddenly. His eyes were red and flashed with a cruel light. The black gas above his head grew stronger. He suddenly jumped over the crowd at an inhuman height, and suddenly choked Boss Huang's throat. His 5 fingers were like steel claws, tightly clasping Boss Huang's neck. His thumb and index finger had been embedded in the flesh, and 2 streams of blood flowed down. "Boss, help! Tell them to stop!" 2 voices sounded at the same time. One was desperate, the other was cold. Boss Huang used his hands to break the iron claws on his neck. His face was red. He was about to suffocate to death. His eyes burst with the will to live. It was the first time he felt that death was so close to him. He waved his hands crazily and looked at Xiao Xiao with begging eyes. At the same time, he pointed at Yinran with a trembling hand. Xiao Xiao looked back. He thought that Yinran had been caught. He didn't expect her to be standing by the wall with her arms crossed. The ponytail and white gas on her head were swaying because of the movement just now. Her face wasn't red, and she wasn't out of breath. However, a lot of people had fallen at her feet. No one was spared. Yinran stepped over the subordinates on the ground and walked to Xiao Zhao's side. She said to him expressionlessly, "Finish them quickly. I have something to ask you later." Xiao Xiao looked at the calm Yinran and touched his nose. "It seems that her cultivation is higher than mine. How depressing." Then his eyes turned cold. He let go of Boss Huang and pushed him to the ground. He stretched out his long leg and stepped on Boss Huang's stomach. Chapter 5. Boss Huang curled up from the stomp. F***ck. This kid's legs and hands are really heavy. Xiao Xiao looked at him condescendingly. She slowly took out a napkin and wiped the blood off her hand. He loosened his hand, and the napkin fell on Boss Huang's face. Do you still want to fight? No more fighting, no more fighting. I have eyes but failed to recognize Mount Tai. Hero, it's our fault. Please let us go. Boss Huang kept apologizing. His throat was hoarse. He was almost choked out of breath. This person couldn't be offended. Let you go. It's not that easy. Xiao Xiao sneered. If I don't teach you a lesson, you won't remember what your grandfather looks like. Yes, yes, yes. I'll remember even if I turn into ashes, Boss Huang said quickly. Then he realized that he had said something wrong. My bad, my bad. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm not educated enough. You'll live to 100 years old, you'll be handsome, and you'll be my idol. Xiao Xiao was so angry that he laughed. How can it be so easy? How about this? Each of you go to the police station and stand in a row. Then take off your pants. When Boss Huang and his lackeys heard this, they felt that they had lost a lot of face. Ah, that's not it. Boss, can you not be like this? Change it, change it. Ancestor, I beg you. Xiao Xiao smiled like a ruffian. That's what I like. If you don't do it well, don't blame me for being merciless. Boss Huang gritted his yellow teeth and swallowed a mouthful of blood. It was all his fault for being unlucky. Today, the police station near Nanchuan High School was very lively. A group of people were holding their phones and taking pictures, pointing and gossiping. It was really immoral. Every police officer in this area knew Boss Huang and his hooligans. Today, these people took the initiative to provoke them in front of the police station, which made the police angry and amused. Boss Huang, you came here today to challenge our authority. How dare you take off your pants in front of the police station? Do you want to die? Boss Huang said with a long face. Officer, I didn't want to do this either. I was forced to do this. Please go and arrest the person who forced me. Oh, there's such a thing. Then I think he's doing the people a favor. Put on your pants and stay in the detention center for a few days. After Xiao Xiao and Yinran finished their business, the two of them finally sat down in a coffee shop. Yinran's face was cold because Xiao Xiao had taken a photo of the two of them when she wasn't paying attention. According to him, it was to be uploaded to the forum to prove his innocence. Didn't you say you wanted to go on a date with me? Didn't you say you wanted to go to the bookstore? Why are you in the coffee shop again? Xiao Xiao sat on the sofa chair in the coffee shop, crossing his legs and returning to his ruffian look. I have something important to tell you, Yinran said coldly. Just smile. It's rare that this young master has time. The people who want to go on a date with me can line up 10 times around the playground. You should cherish it. Cut the crap. I'm asking you something important. Do you know that there's black gas on top of your head? Xiao Xiao raised his eyebrows. It turned out that this little girl could also see the black gas on top of his head, just like the white gas on top of her head. How would I know? Is there black gas? When you were fighting just now, there was a big cloud of black gas on top of your head. Do you know what that is? That's devil gas. Xiao Xiao pulled out the mirror in his phone and pretended to look at it. No, I can't see anything. Are you fooling me? Do you think you like fighting and bloodthirsty? That's true. Every boy likes it. It's even better to fight in the game. I want to tell you something that you might find hard to believe. You've been infected by the devil. Yinran calmly told the truth. It's not hard to believe, but you hit the nail on the head. How do you know? I saw it when you were fighting just now. The black gas on top of your head soared to the sky. There's something wrong with your whole body. Are you saying that I'm too violent? Don't you think I was very handsome just now? Yinran rolled her eyes. Xiao Xiao, can you not be so narcissistic? And then, there's also a layer of black gas on your face, blocking your facial features. Although you're very handsome, from my point of view, you look like Guan Yu. MMP. So that's it. No wonder she can't get my handsomeness. You're telling me this because you're a freak? Is this the excuse you use when you're dating someone else? Yinran wasn't angry. She calmly stated the truth. It's up to you whether you believe it or not. This is the truth. I'm telling you that I can help you get rid of the devil gas on you. It's getting funnier. How are you going to help me? Starting with buying tutoring books? You have to tell me first. Where did you get it from? No, I'm born like this. Xiao Xiao leaned lazily on the sofa with one leg crossed on top of the other. She stood on her ankle, looking lazy and casual. The black gas also covered your eyes. Are you colorblind? Your poor grades might be related to this. Only then did Xiao Xiao straighten her sitting posture. Interesting. Yinran saw that he was serious and continued to say calmly, I'm a guardian. I can help you. Xiao Xiao stared at Yinran for a long time. Suddenly he yawned, and some physiological fluid seeped out of the corner of his eyes. I'm sleepy. Let's talk next time. Yinran looked at the boy who didn't play by the rules. He put on a pair of sunglasses, put on a mask, and left without looking back. Yinran looked at his back as he walked away, and the black chi above her head started to stir, not knowing what to do. After Xiao Xiao returned home, he found Lu Hui's phone number in his address book and dialed it. Lu Hui was his best friend in the human world. He was 3 years older than him, and was in his first year of university. He knew everything about him. When he first found out about his identity, Lu Hui was so shocked that he doubted life. A story from a fantasy novel actually appeared in his life. However, he quickly recovered. The world was big, and there were all kinds of strange things. He was very happy to have such a friend from the devil world. After a while, the two became best friends. Brother Hui, can you see the black gas on top of my head? You have black gas on top of your head? Is your glabella black? I met a girl today. She said that when I fight, there's a big cloud of black gas on top of my head. Let me think. You're in your first year of high school now. I guess you've entered puberty and are easily agitated. That should be a hormonal attack. Brother Hui, what are you talking about? Are hormones black? Will they be on top of your head? Then besides this, have you had any other abnormalities recently? I just feel that my devil energy is growing recklessly in my heart. Sometimes I can't control it and want to kill and beat people. Then you should go to the gym at home to vent your energy and disperse your demonic aura. Didn't you say last time that you can only control it if you cultivate seriously? Have you been slacking off again recently? I guess you devils are like this. If you don't cultivate enough, will you slowly lose control? Will you really be possessed by the devil energy in the future? Will you eat people? Xiao Xiao was stunned by the 3 questions in a row. Don't scare me. I don't want to be a brute in the devil world. Then it's settled. Hurry up and cultivate. Didn't you say that Uncle Wu brought a lot of good things? Look for it yourself, and see if there's anything that can help you cultivate. Xiao Xiao didn't dare to be careless this time. He first went to the gym, and tortured himself with the sandbag for 2 hours. Then, he ran to the swimming pool and swam for an hour. After his body was exhausted, he laid on the bed and began to think about how he should cultivate. He activated the spirit attraction technique and enveloped his whole body with the surrounding spiritual energy. This kind of cultivation technique was a habit that he had cultivated since he was young. This kind of cultivation could be done by lying on the bed and sleeping. It was so comfortable. But now he couldn't. Just the nourishment of this kind of spiritual energy could no longer control his devil energy. He had no choice but to go to the only locked room in the family. Inside were all kinds of treasures brought from the devil world. There were all kinds of pills, treasures, and all kinds of cultivation books. He rummaged for a long time, ate 2 pills, and picked up one of the books to read. After a few glances, he couldn't continue reading. What the hell was this? It was written so cryptically and difficult to understand. Couldn't it be written in the common language of the human world? He threw the book to the side and pressed his head. At this time, Lu Hui called again. Brother Hui, what's the matter? Uncle Wu sent me a text message, saying that you were the last in the class in the mock exam. Is that true? No, let me explain. Xiao Xiao suddenly felt a little embarrassed. Young master, I did receive the message. Xiao Xiao hung up the phone stiffly. When he turned around, he saw Uncle Wu's figure at the door. Uncle Wu, the exam this time was a bit difficult. Plus, it was summer vacation, so I forgot a lot of knowledge. I really didn't do it on purpose. Xiao Xiao was prepared to use the route of self-injury to gain sympathy. Suddenly he had an idea. Uncle Wu, I want to ask you something. Today a girl came to our class. She said that she was a guardian, and there was white gas coming out of her head. She told me that my eyes and my results might be related to devil energy. She also said that she could help me. Do you think that can be believed? Guardian? What's her name? I will investigate clearly. Did she see the black gas above your head? Only people who cultivate can see the black gas above other people's heads? Is she also a cultivator? Without waiting for Xiao Xiao to answer, Uncle Wu said, You have to be careful. As the crown prince of the devil world, it's normal for you to have devil energy. However, the guardians in the human world will think that it's something dirty. They might find a way to help you get rid of it. If they help you get rid of it, you will lose your life, so you should stay away from them. What if she must help me get rid of it? It seems that her cultivation is higher than mine. You still need to cooperate with her. Try to stay away. Another way is for you to cultivate to a higher level than her. Then she can't do anything to you. This method sounded very reliable, but it was a problem for Xiao Xiao. As Xiao Xiao was thinking about how to deal with it, Uncle Wu said, You are not allowed to play games for a month. Focus on cultivation. Chapter 6. Without the game, the originally gloomy world became even gloomier. The sun was shrouded by dark clouds, and the clouds were yawning. The breeze was too lazy to leave the house, and even the trees were resting with their eyes closed. Xiao Xiao walked listlessly on the campus road. He had forced himself to cultivate for the whole night yesterday, and he was so damn tired. Along the way, he added countless classmates on WeChat and greeted them. Then he sauntered into the classroom. The first thing he did was to post the photo of him and Yinran secretly together on his WeChat moments. In just a short while there were countless comments. This was related to his charm and image, so he had to find a way to redeem himself. Pandora's box. Brother Qiao, is this a successful date? Big frog at the bottom of the pit. Brother Qiao's charm is unlimited. Even weeds can handle it. I'm only missing a pair of sneakers. Brother Qiao, if you want to go on a date, look for me. Pandora's box. Missing a pair of sneakers, and you still want to go on a date. Loudspeaker's small broadcast. The lingering sound lingers in my ears. Next time be more heartless. Xiao Xiao put away his phone with satisfaction. Brother Qiao, why do you look so listless today? Zhang Daong saw that Xiao Xiao was not in a good state. What's the point of life if I can't play games for a month? Xiao Xiao was in the late stages of laziness. He threw his bag on the table and sat back on the chair. His legs stretched out, his arms drooped naturally, and his head was tilted back. He had no energy at all. F***ck, your family is so strict. What's your goal? Zhang Daong was very concerned about the school hunks results, and his eyes were shining. Top 100 in our grade. Xiao Xiao lazily spat out these few words from his throat. It seemed like he had expended a lot of energy to do so. This goal is not bad. Brother Qiao, you should be able to reach it if you work hard. Zhang Daong made a cheering gesture. Xiao Xiao suddenly turned his neck and jumped up from his seat like a carp. He held Zhang Daong's hand. Classmate Zhang Daong, are you willing to dedicate this month to me? Xiao Xiao looked at Zhang Daong with sparkling eyes. Zhang Daong felt that his idol, the school hunk, was holding his hand. He started to stutter incoherently. Brother Qiao, what do you mean? What is dedication? He suddenly thought of something. His right hand was grabbed by Xiao Xiao, and his left hand suddenly covered his chest. His eyes were filled with fear as he asked in a trembling voice. Brother Qiao, it's not what I think it is, right? F***ck. No one would believe you if you said you were a bottom. Wake up, what are you thinking? Xiao Xiao let go of his hand and slapped Zhang Daong's head. I mean, after school, accompany me to play basketball. How are we going to pass this long month without games? We have to change the way we play. Hee Brother Qiao, make it clear. You scared me to death. Fortunately, you protected my innocence. Zhang Daong laughed foolishly. In the afternoon, Xiao Xiao gathered a few people to play basketball on the field. Coincidentally, they met the students from grade 1-6. who were also playing basketball. Naturally, they formed a competition. The boys from grade 1-6 were tall and strong. Like Zhang Deong, they were also junior high school sports students. After school, the competition between the two teams somehow spread on the school's tieba. Soon, the cheerleaders from both sides and many spectators who heard the news arrived at the scene. Most of them were girls. Xiao Xiao was in high spirits. This was the best time for him to show off his charm. The cheerleaders shouted from the side, and the players gradually got into the mood. In the beginning, the players from Class 3 weren't familiar with each other. Slowly, they began to have a tacit understanding. Snatching, passing, and shooting were done in one go, especially the passing. Although Xiao Xiao and Zhang Deong were far away, as long as Xiao Xiao passed the ball in a beautiful arc in the air, it would accurately fall into Zhang Deong's hands every time. Soon, Class 3's score was clearly ahead of Class 6. The players' faces were filled with bright smiles. The cheerleaders also couldn't hold back the joy in their hearts. They shouted, "Class 3 will win. Xiao Xiao is the most handsome," to cheer them on. The students from Class 6 found that Xiao Xiao's passing was the most accurate, so they sent 2 people to specifically mark Xiao Xiao. Xiao Xiao simply tried to break through by himself. He kept hitting the basketball in front of him, left and right. He used his flying skills to shuttle through the gaps between the opponents, trying to break through. The opponents saw through his intentions and turned to 3 people to surround him. The pressure increased dramatically. The 3 people failed to intercept the ball, so they used their height to suppress him. Xiao Xiao thought to himself, "It seems that you guys won't give up until the end. Let me show you what I can do." In just a moment, Xiao Xiao quickened his pace. He turned left, then right, and suddenly the ball disappeared. It turned out that Xiao Xiao's ball went through the opponent's crotch. The ball bounced again, and Xiao Xiao caught the ball from behind. Then he rushed through 2 layers of defense and came to the basket. He jumped, turned around, and shot. The basketball drew a beautiful arc in the air and fell into the basket. Wow, it went in! The students below the court cheered and kept clapping their hands. Then the ball went more and more smoothly, as if it was Xiao Xiao's home court. The screams around him made him excited. The collision and struggle between people aroused his blood. He was like a fierce tiger coming out of the mountain. He was full of momentum, and no one could stop him. He ran faster and faster. He didn't even notice that he was faster than ordinary people. The basketball was like a part of his body, controlled by him at will. When it came to the next attack, his left hand blocked the side, protecting the ball. His right hand skillfully dribbled the ball. The ball in his hand had long become one. He increased his speed. Push, pull, push, hook, left hand to right hand to left hand. The people around him seemed to have blurred. A figure floated past him. At this time, Xiao Xiao had rushed to the basket. His 2 hands firmly grasped the ball. Everything was ready. His left foot stepped, and his whole body soared into the air. His blue jersey floated up, and a slender waist full of strength was exposed in the air. On his sexy bronze abs, the sparkling water droplets shone faintly under the reflection of the sun. Wow! Clang! The ball suddenly rushed into the basket. Xiao Xiao's handsome figure was holding on to the basket with both hands. At the end of the first half, Xiao Xiao and his teammates took mineral water and towels from the girls below the stage and sat down to rest contentedly. "Brother Xiao, you were so cool just now. How did you practice those movements? That speed is inhuman. You guys played pretty well too. Brother Xiao, you can even make the school team like that. That dunk just now was really amazing. It's so. I usually play a lot." The more modest he was, the more he acted pretentious. The atmosphere in the resting area of Class 6 was depressed. Everyone was unable to lift their spirits. "Huangbo, what happened to you just now? I asked the 2 of you to stop that Xiao Xiao. Why couldn't you stop him? I think Yao Ming couldn't stop the 3 of them. Did you guys go easy on him on purpose?" "How could we go easy on him on purpose?" Huangbo couldn't help but anxiously stand up and throw the towel on the ground. "Are you King human? His speed is too fast. I didn't even have time to react, and he had already circled me. The 2 of you are also part of the school team. How can you call yourselves sports students? You can't even get the ball." This Xiao Xiao is simply not human. Look at how high he jumped. He is almost as high as Jordan. Who knew that their Xiao Xiao is so strong? We can't even raise our heads. How are we going to play in the second half? F***CK. Let's fight it out with him in the second half. I don't believe it. Do we need 4 people to stop him? Are we going to play or not? Not far from where they were talking, a girl stopped and turned around to look at them. When the second half started, the situation continued. Although Class 6 sent 3 people to stop Xiao Xiao, they didn't know what special skills Xiao Xiao had. They couldn't see clearly, their feet couldn't follow, and their hands couldn't stop Xiao Xiao. Time after time, Xiao Xiao's shots were successful. The difference in the score was already 20 points. Class 6's Huang Bo was anxious. He glanced at the others. This time, the 3 of them didn't look right. They were like small animals struggling on the verge of death. They surrounded Xiao Xiao, breathing heavily. The hostility in their eyes made it seem like they wanted to eat Xiao Xiao alive. Xiao Xiao sneered in his heart. Even if you fight with your lives on the line, you won't be my match. The basketball under Xiao Xiao's hands hit the ground again and again. It was as if it was hitting the hearts of the 3 people. The other members of Class 3 wanted to interfere. But before they could run over, they were frantically blocked by the others. Xiao Xiao began to break out of the encirclement. His left hand reached forward to protect the ball, and his right hand began to dribble the ball. At this time, the 3 people quickly surrounded and blocked the view of the audience. One of them directly reached out and grabbed Xiao Xiao's left arm. Xiao Xiao instantly lost his balance. The basketball in his right hand was about to be taken away by the other person. F***CK. It's an open robbery. Xiao Xiao couldn't help but feel angry. He pinched a spell, and a strong wind swept towards the hand that was trying to take the basketball away from him. The hand was hit away, and Xiao Xiao quickly retrieved the basketball. The 3 people surrounded him tightly. He saw that he couldn't break out of the encirclement, so he simply wanted to jump out of the encirclement. Just as he leaped up with the ball, the 3 players exchanged glances with each other. It was a look of desperation. There was some struggle in their eyes, but it was more of a desperate throw. They pounced forward and pushed Xiao Xiao to the ground. The 3 people stacked on top of Xiao Xiao like a human pyramid. Then Xiao Xiao felt as if his left elbow was stepped on by a foot. Severe pain. F***CK. This group of bastards actually played dirty. The audience was shocked for a moment. How could such a sudden change happen? From the beginning of the human pyramid, the discipline of the entire court was seriously damaged, and the game stopped. What happened? How did he fall so badly? Someone fouled. I just saw it. It seems like someone was pulling. Is it a push? It seems like Xiao Xiao is injured. Xiao Xiao's whole body exploded with evil energy. The people on top of him were instantly pushed away and rolled to the side. Xiao Xiao cursed and stood up holding his elbow. He was about to settle accounts with these people. At this time, a girl suddenly appeared in the middle of the court. She pressed down on Xiao Xiao's arm with one hand and blocked his way with the other. Xiao Xiao, stop. Come with me. Hey, isn't this Yan Ran? Some people had already recognized the girl on the court. Chapter 7. Xiao Xiao ignored Yan Ran. He shook off her hand and rushed toward the people from Class 6. How dare you play dirty? Don't you have any rules? The other people on the court quickly surrounded them. Brother Qiao, what's the matter? Are you hurt? Zhang Daong saw Xiao Xiao holding his arm and staring fiercely at the people from Class 6. The people on the ground knew that they were in the wrong. They avoided eye contact, bent their bodies and cried out in pain. Hey, we're all playing basketball. It's inevitable that there will be some collisions. The other people from Class 6 tried to smooth things over. Brother Qiao's arm is about to be broken by you. You call that a collision? You're obviously doing it on purpose. The other players from Class 3 also came up to help. Both sides' faces turned red. The main force of Class 6 was already lying on the ground, and the rest of the people began to pester endlessly. Our team members were also knocked over by you. Was it Xiao Xiao who hit them? Xiao Xiao couldn't help but laugh. He said carelessly, if you can't afford to lose, then don't play. Don't do these useless things. If you're not convinced, then play again. Zhang Dang couldn't help but worry. Brother Qiao, your arm is injured. You have to go to the infirmary quickly. Even if I have a broken arm, I can still beat them until they're looking for their teeth on the ground. Xiao Xiao said arrogantly. Yin Ran, who was beside him, frowned. She said in a cold voice, Xiao Xiao, I just said come with me. Xiao Xiao was in a bad mood. He turned around and said to her, Who are you? I'll go with you. Then he said rudely, If you're my girlfriend, I'll go with you. Yin Ran no longer cared about Xiao Xiao's feelings and directly formed an incantation. Xiao Xiao felt as if his entire body was tied up by a rope. Other than his feet, he could not move anywhere else. The other end of the rope was in Yinran's hand. F***ck. He actually used magic. Xiao Xiao's eyes were filled with defiance. Yinran didn't even look at him. She said directly to Zhang Dang, Xiao Xiao is injured. I'll take him to the infirmary. After saying that, he left with Xiao Xiao, ignoring the feelings of the other people in the arena. Xiao Xiao could neither speak nor move. Like a puppet, he was led to a secluded corner of the campus. Xiao Xiao followed behind, and found that the white chi above Yinran's head seemed to have risen a lot. It seemed that she was angry. Xiao Xiao cursed 100 times in his heart. I'm playing basketball. Why are you angry? Yinran finally let go of him. She turned to him and said seriously, Your demon chi is very dangerous now. As the guardian of mankind, I won't watch you use demon chi so casually. You almost hurt them just now. Oh, the guardian of mankind, so great. Which eye of yours saw me use demon chi? Xiao Xiao looked down on people who stood on the moral high ground. She talked about morality, but she was full of thieves and prostitutes. Just now, the demon chi above your head was about to rise to the sky. If I didn't stop you, those people might have been lying in the hospital. Those people deserve to be beaten up. They used dirty tricks when playing basketball. How could I let them go? Xiao Xiao disagreed. Your magic is better than theirs. They are just ordinary people. If you can't control it, it will be a disaster for them. Yinran continued to talk about her principles. TSK, a chicken talking to a duck. He saw that Yinran was not going to let him go. His heart was restless, and the demon chi above his head began to jump up and down. Yinran suddenly made a chant and directed it at the demon chi above his head. It forcibly stopped the demon chi above his head. Xiao Xiao felt dizzy. He lost his balance and leaned against the tree next to him. Today is just a lesson for you. I warn you not to use your demon chi carelessly. After saying that, Yinran turned around and left without mercy. Cold heartless. F***ck. That hit was really heavy. It was not like the physical pain of his elbow. It was more like a concussion. What the hell? Wasn't she just using magic to bully people? Xiao Zhao's head and hand hurt. He calmed down for a while and thought about Uncle Wu's words. It seemed that he was right. It was better to stay away from this kind of person. The school's Tieba forum had already exploded because of today's basketball game. Xiao Zhao's various passes, shots, dunks, and photos of his abs had already been posted at the top. The accident that happened later was not very popular. After all, the audience was far away and did not see the specific situation. The people involved all chose to keep quiet. Look, the most handsome Qiao Feng is not bragging, right? Look at his abs and the way he shoots. He deserves to be the school's most handsome guy. Soon Xiao Xiao, a careless person, had already forgotten about yesterday's episode. Looking at his own photos on Tieba, high definition and uncensored, even his sweat was so unbridled. He felt infinitely happy. Which chick took this for me? Her photography skills are really good. Other than the photos being a little gray, there are no other flaws. Brother Qiao, the photos were taken by me. I am that Pandora's box. It was actually the class's little sweet girl Jechi. At this time, she clenched her fists in front of her chest and made a praying gesture. She looked as if she was asking for praise. Good job, Jechi. You will be my exclusive photographer from now on. Okay, as long as Brother Qiao likes me, I will bring the world's best photography skills to you. From today on, I will minor in a second major. He originally thought that she was a quiet little girl. He did not expect that she would also fall for Xiao Zhao's genes. Yinran had just walked into the classroom and listened to their conversation. She was indifferent. Then this is for you. I bought the basic tutorial book for you. At the front, there is a study plan I made for you. Follow this plan every day. I will check it. Yanran put 2 books on Xiao Zhao's table. Xiao Zhao immediately threw the 2 books back. Thanks, but I don't need it. This is the task assigned by the teacher. Even if you don't need it, you have to do it. The calm words in Xiao Zhao's ears made him feel uncomfortable. Humph. If you don't follow the study plan, you know the consequences. You suffocate. Don't think that you can threaten me just because your cultivation is higher than mine. When my cultivation is higher than yours, I won't be afraid of you anymore. Xiao Zhao accepted his fate and took the 2 books. He turned to the first page of each book. The first page of each book listed a detailed study plan. These 2 books need to be finished in 2 months. Yanran set Xiao Zhao's target to be in the top 300 of the grade. AI, Yanran, there are 500 people in our grade. If you want me to be in the top 300, then wouldn't I have to raise my score by nearly 200? Aren't your requirements a bit too high? You're forcing me. Xiao Zhao protested to Yanran after he finished reading. As long as you follow my plan, it won't be difficult at all. Yanran said calmly. All right, that's what you said. If I follow your plan and don't get into the top 300, then how will you compensate me? Xiao Zhao's sloppy words came out of his mouth again. As long as you don't cheat and follow my plan, if you get into the top 300, then I'll help you apply to play games for a week. You know that I can't play games? Xiao Zhao couldn't help but squint his eyes. I heard your conversation with Zhang Dang the other day. If you don't get into the top 100, then you won't be able to play games. Don't worry about your family. I'll think of a way to help you. Then 1 week is too little. I want 2 weeks. This is your only chance. If you can't get into the top 100, then you probably won't be able to play games for the next 3 years of high school. F***ck. She seemed to have spoken the truth. Just as she said, he didn't want to come to a key high school. In his original school, he could easily get into the top 100. Here, there were so many experts it was simply killing him. For the first time, Xiao Zhao realized that the seat he had carefully chosen was not good. The main reason was that there was Yanran in front of him. Ever since they made the study plan, Yanran was like the strictest teacher, checking his homework from time to time. His foundation in middle school wasn't solid. The solution Yanran gave him was to list out a lot of knowledge points that he needed to memorize. Then, according to the review progress on the plan, he constantly recited it. In the first 2 days, Xiao Zhao dealt with it very easily. His legs were propped up on the table for a few minutes, and he could recite it eloquently. As time went by, a certain amount of content was added every day. At the same time, he also had to review what he had memorized before. This made Xiao Zhao very miserable. Yanran, think about it. The study plan you gave me, isn't it too heavy a task for me? Look at the dark circles under my eyes. He put his handsome face in front of Yanran and pointed at the dark circles under his peach blossom eyes. He frowned and pouted, looking wronged. I can't see. Your face is all dark. F***ck, I forgot. She can't get my handsomeness. I used to only need half an hour to finish your plan every day. Now, I have to spend 3 hours to finish it. Aren't you trying to kill me? I don't even have time to play games now. Aren't you sleeping during class? You can use this time to memorize the books. Yanran ignored Xiao Zhao's complaints. She was cold and calm. I'm listening carefully in class now. Which eye of yours saw me sleeping? I know. Are you secretly looking at me and finally think that I'm handsome? Xiao Zhao showed an expression of sudden realization. I knew it. No one can resist my charm. Yanran rolled her eyes at him. How many hours do you have in a day other than sleeping? 16. Then you only spent 3 hours studying. Do you think that's a lot? There was no reasoning with a top student. But the more I study, the more my head hurts. What should I do? Xiao Zhao acted shamelessly. He put his legs on the table and kept throwing a pin up and down to play with it. I've always been curious. What's the use of your demonic energy? Can't you release some of your demonic energy and add some vitality to your brain? Yanran looked at his sloppy appearance and felt a little disappointed. That works too. Didn't you say that demonic energy is bad? It can help me improve my memory? This was the first time Xiao Xiao heard of this. In my impression, as long as you're a cultivator, you cultivate your mental strength. If you don't cultivate, then you must be contaminated with demonic energy. So when you can't control the demonic energy, you must come to me to help you get rid of it. Yanran now took the opportunity to persuade Xiao Xiao. Okay. Stop. I'll read. Xiao Xiao would always compromise. Chapter 8. Without games to play, Xiao Xiao's days of studying all day were miserable. Uncle Wu was amazing. If he said he wouldn't let him play, then he wouldn't stand a chance. He once wanted to secretly resist, but he didn't expect Uncle Wu to monitor the game from 360 degrees. In Xiao Xiao's heart, if Uncle Wu didn't become a spy, it would be a waste of his talent. Now that Yanran was added, he was like an old ox, being whipped to work every day. Who had seen such a handsome school hunk live such a sullen life? If he could tolerate it, what else could he tolerate? Resistance was inevitable. The people who were oppressed at the bottom would rebel one day. Today, Xiao Xiao slipped away after class under the cover of Zhangdiang. Because there was a hip-hop competition today, he couldn't miss it. Just like games, this was his favorite. Ever since he came to the human world, he found that he could show off his personality and dance recklessly. His whole body seemed to be electrified, and he could do whatever he wanted. Because of cultivation, all the meridians in his body had been opened. His whole body was flexible, and he could do all kinds of movements as he pleased. Xiao Xiao liked this kind of moment when he showed his charm on stage. The feeling of being the center of attention made him very excited. For this competition, he had secretly signed up online. Uncle Wu knew that he liked to dance, but he didn't know that he was crazy to this extent. When he arrived at the venue, many people had already gathered, and the music was loud. Today he added a black vest to his t-shirt, floor-length trousers, a baseball cap, a pair of high-end sneakers, and a skull pendant on his chest. His whole person looked sexy and lustful. During the registration, there were several types of dance to choose from. Xiao Xiao dabbled in several types of dance, but he felt that he was best at locking. He could quickly rotate and point his wrists and arms, and suddenly stop his movements, accompanied by various claps, jumps, and splits. Listening to the dynamic music, his body was already twisting involuntarily. Hey, isn't this Brother Qiao? You're so handsome today. Are you going to participate in the selection too? A few students waved at him excitedly. Brother Qiao, you've done a great job of keeping secrets. If we knew you were coming, the school's Tieba Forum would have sent a fan club to cheer for you. Because the music was too loud, a few people shouted at the top of their lungs. Xiao Xiao smiled and twisted his body to the music. He nodded his head and pointed at the students. Cool. Looking at Xiao Xiao's free and flexible performance, several people were full of praise. Brother Qiao, you will definitely be chosen. So what if I'm selected? The championship is mine. In Xiao Xiao's life dictionary, he never knew how to write the word modest. Arrogance was his usual style. Brother Qiao, can I make a small suggestion? Can you trust me just this once? A girl named Xiao Xiaoyan said timidly. Brother Qiao, I like people to give me suggestions the most. After saying that, he kept twisting his limbs to the rhythm of the music. He was warming up. I usually like to study makeup. Brother Qiao, your makeup today is a little light. Can I help you strengthen it? Xiao Xiaoyan was a little timid and looked at Xiao Xiao embarrassedly. Xiao Xiao looked at Xiao Yin steadily. Okay, I'll leave Brother Qiao to you today. As if a huge gift had fallen on Xiao Yin, Xiao Xiaoyan was so happy that she was about to float. She took out the makeup bag that she always carried with her. Xiao Xiao found a chair, spread his legs, and sat down casually. He raised his head slightly and closed his eyes. The surrounding students gathered around and watched Xiao Xiaoyan put on makeup for Xiao Xiao. Xiao Yin didn't expect Xiao Xiao to agree to her request so easily. This was the school hunk. Looking at this exquisite face in front of her, her hands trembled a little. She took a deep breath and clenched her hands. Since he trusted her so much, she must not let down the school hunk's expectations. Soon she calmed down. She took out the makeup tool that she had practiced countless times and applied it on Xiao Zhao's face. Xiao Zhao's skin was very good. There was not a single pore on his face, so it saved a lot of concealing work. After Xiao Yin applied the foundation on his face, she began to focus on the parts that needed to be highlighted. Xiao Zhao's eyeliner was very long. She drew some black at the end of his eyes, making his eyes even more seductive. The peak of his nose was already very high. She even brushed some shadows on the side of the peak of his nose. She also brushed some highlights on the peak of his nose, making the entire nose look more three-dimensional. Then, she brushed some shadows on both sides of his cheekbones, making the entire face look more three-dimensional. Wow, Brother Qiao, your entire temperament has changed. Xiao Yin, you're too amazing. You're practically a ghost hand. Xiao Yin smiled shyly. It's mainly because Brother Qiao's foundation is good. There's no need to draw much. Xiao Xiao looked at himself in the mirror. His face was carved. His eyes were deep and seductive. His angular face was unusually handsome. He looked like a dissolute son of an aristocratic family. He also looked like a knight who walked out of the dark world. He grinned. Xiao Yun, you'll be my personal makeup artist from now on. Thank you, Brother Qiao. Receiving the encouragement of the school hunk was the happiest thing that had happened to Xiao Yun since she grew up. Brother Qiao, come and see me. I'll take a makeup photo of you. If I upload it to the school's Tieba, it'll definitely explode. The atmosphere of the selection became more and more heated. Some were eliminated by plagiarism, and some performed abnormally. All kinds of comments from the surrounding audience were incessant. There were also a few who did perform well, and were directly promoted. Xiao Xiao was the 15th contestant to go on stage. Each contestant only had a total of 40 seconds to perform. As soon as he came on stage and introduced himself, his makeup received the praise of the judges. You're the most handsome person I've ever seen in street dancing. I hope your dance is as handsome as your appearance. That was without a doubt. On this point, Xiao Xiao was full of confidence. The dynamic music sounded. Xiao Xiao first performed a mime show. He pretended to hit the ground with a hammer on the ground, then stood up and constructed in the air. After a few sliding steps, he did the first difficult move, screw. Then, as his body quickly folded, he bent his leg to balance. Coupled with the basic movements, he did a tiptoe heel step. His smooth limbs were soft and boneless but full of strength. Every bone in his body seemed to be able to be separated. He could twist them however he wanted. Then Xiao Xiao did a few extremely difficult ground movements. His body separated perfectly in line with the music. As the rhythm of his dance became stronger and stronger, the surrounding audience's blood boiled. They could no longer control their expressions and screams. Many people had already begun to sway along with the dancers on the stage. A judge also excitedly walked to the edge of the stage, wanting to see his every move at a close distance. Unfortunately, the time was too short. Xiao Zhao's head froze, and the whole performance ended here. Perfect, 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 it was simply perfect. The audience below went crazy. They had never seen such a wonderful locking. Every dance movement showed their passion. They wanted to release from their bones, they wanted to scream, and they even had the illusion of tears. A judge was also very excited. This contestant, your performance is too perfect. Just like your makeup, you gave us a great surprise. Congratulations, I give you a pass. Wait a minute. Another judge, who was slightly older and wore a pair of glasses, stood up excitedly. The screams of the surrounding audience quieted down. They didn't know what the judge wanted to say. Is there anyone here who wants to battle? Whoa! Whistles and screams followed. The atmosphere of the entire scene was about to be ignited. Everyone's face was filled with excitement. Battle, battle! The rhythmic screams sounded. A contestant dressed in black walked out from the crowd. Wow, it's Jason. It's actually Jason. He was last year's champion. This time it was going to be interesting. Could this newcomer win? Jason also held the Guinness World Record for breaking. Xiao Xiao looked at Jason, who walked onto the stage. His face was deep and his eyes were as deep as the sea. He wore a loose black t-shirt that reached his knees, and a pair of loose black jeans. There were several accessories hanging on his body. The most special thing was that there was a cloud of white smoke above his head. Xiao Zhao's heart tightened. It was another cultivator. However, the cloud of white smoke was not very thick. It was not as thick as Yanran's. It was very thin, like a layer of fog floating above his head. When they came up, the surrounding audience's arms were swinging vigorously. The scene was like a boxing ring with tens of thousands of people watching, waiting for the two boxers to fight for the final championship belt. When the two met, they shook hands and bumped shoulders. Jason then said in Xiao Zhao's ear, "You want to dominate with demonic energy?" Xiao Zhao was stunned. Then, he showed a cynical expression. "Let's see if the demonic energy can kill you." Their eyes met, and sparks crackled in the air. The surrounding audience saw that the atmosphere between the two was not right. They could not help but feel nervous. Xiao Xiaoyan and the other students' palms began to sweat. "We have to believe in Xiao Xiao. Xiao Xiao must be the best." Just as Xiao Xiao and Jason were about to fight, Yanran finished her work and finally found that Xiao Xiao was missing. She searched around the school, but Xiao Xiao was nowhere to be found. She called Xiao Xiao, but no one answered for a long time. Just as she was about to call Zhang Deong, she heard a few girls passing by her talking excitedly about something. "Xiao Xiao actually participated in the street dance competition today. I didn't expect him to be so good. Did you see his photo? He looks like a charming prince from the Middle Ages. He's so handsome." Yanran opened the school's tieba and saw the pinned post. She searched for the location of the street dance competition and went there. Chapter 9. Disc Beater Music. As the passionate music started, Jason was the first to take the stage. First, he slightly swayed his body to the rhythm of the music, but his eyes were fierce as he stared at Xiao Xiao. Suddenly, he did a few quick wrist twirls, followed by a skewbert jump. He quickly turned around and clapped his hands, making a gesture of letting go of the guitar. Then, he touched the electric current and slid directly to Xiao Xiao with the Leo step. His right hand grabbed fiercely, and in the eyes of the audience, his grab was accurate and fierce. It was about to reach Xiao Zhao's chest. Wow! Just as his hand was about to touch Xiao Zhao's lapel, he suddenly changed from a claw to a fist and slashed it forcefully to the left. Although he didn't actually touch Xiao Zhao's chest, the audience broke out in a cold sweat. It was full of provocation. His smooth toes and heels, fingers, wrist twirls, claps, and locks were all done in one smooth motion. Then he switched to the classic moves of wrist twirls, claps, locks, and Leo steps. Then he crossed his legs and quickly lowered his knee, which made the audience scream. Finally, he ended with Michael Jackson's classic pose. When Jason grabbed his chest, Xiao Xiao didn't move. Instead, he opened his hands wide and didn't retreat or feel nervous because of his attack. He just stared into Jason's eyes, like a sharp sword, and repelled him with his eyes. Just as he thought, he didn't actually grab Xiao Xiao. In the dance battle, no physical attacks were allowed. Brother Qiao was so steady just now. If it were me, I would have retreated in fear. This Jason looks so fierce. His eyes look like he wants to eat someone. It's just a dance battle, but why does it feel like a life and death battle? However, the more realistic the performance was, the more excited the audience was. The thrill of blood rushed to their heads. Xiao Xiao was the same. His demonic nature was aroused by Jason. He licked the corner of his lips and looked at Jason provocatively. His eyes were slightly red, and his lips curled into a devilish smile. The black hair on his head shot up, and he performed a battle dance of the eccentric sect. He was like a tiger released from its cage. He opened his hands wide into the shape of claws, and then turned into a buck's slam, followed by a body separation. He seemed to have turned into a fanatical lunatic, and all his movements were exaggerated yet beautiful. The eccentric sect's movements were quick, but each step was in tune with the music, and it was a perfect match for the music. When he reached the climax, he took off one of his shoes. The people around him followed his lead, and took off their shoes one after another. They raised their shoes high and waved them, as if they were his victory flag. After that, the shoe became his pet. It scuttled up and down in his arms, and his two hands and feet followed the shoe's movements to catch this cute pet. A pantomime. In the end, the little pet got on his nose. What kind of magic did it cast on him? All of a sudden his body froze. Following that, he performed an extremely difficult headlock and fell to the ground. This dramatic performance was full of novelty, and it brought the whole story to the audience. Although Jason's dance was classic and difficult, it was not innovative enough. The audience was amazed by his movements and strength, but they liked Xiao Xiao more. The audience shouted, "Number 15, number 15, number 15." Obviously, Jason was not convinced. He took out his specialty, the floor dance. A huge bone fracture, 2 arms holding each other, circled from the back to the front, followed by a front somersault. After a simple transition of the basic dance steps, there was a variation of a big circle in the air, which made the audience below the stage exclaim in satisfaction. Xiao Xiao quickly followed. He inserted the rock step into the center of the stage. From a row kick on the ground, he quickly changed to a V kick with his elbow, and then a Thomas spin. Xiao Xiaoyan rubbed her arm. "My arm hurts. Brother Qiao is too cruel to himself. My scalp is numb." The contestants in the dance competition were more cruel than the previous one. Jason saw that Xiao Xiao was so powerful, so he did a few rows and kicks on the ground. His head was frozen, and his elbow was in a V shape. All these moves were aimed at Xiao Xiao's body, and the two of them were about to collide. This was the scene that Yinran saw when she arrived at the scene. Xiao Xiao's back was facing her, and the black smoke above his head made her alert. She was blocked by Xiao Xiao's body, so she did not see the white smoke above Jason's head. She was shocked. She realized that Xiao Xiao's evil energy was activated, and the person opposite him was in danger. She quickly formed a chant and attacked the black gas above Xiao Xiao's head. The battle between the two was at a critical moment, and the slightest interference would lead to failure. Xiao Xiao suddenly felt dizzy. He was doing a difficult variation of the V kick with his elbow. It was difficult for him to keep his balance, and this time, he made a big mistake and sat on the ground. Ah! The audience below let out a cry of pity. Jason let out a sinister smile. He walked to Xiao Xiao and tried to pull him up. Then he whispered in his ear, "I told you you can't win." Xiao Xiao felt that he was very strange. According to his level, with the support of his magic power, there was no way he would make a mistake. Humph! I'll win back next time. It's a pity that contestant number 15 has failed. According to the rules, only one can advance. The audience below felt that it was a pity. Even contestant number 15 was defeated. What hope did the other contestants have? Xiao Xiao was able to let it go. He thought that it was his own mistake that caused him to lose the competition. He jumped off the stage, packed his things, and prepared to leave with his classmates. At this time, the middle-aged man in the judging panel ran over and handed Xiao Xiao a business card. "Young man, your name is Xiao Xiao, right? You actually did a great job today. If it weren't for the mistake you made, you might have won this year's championship. I have high hopes for you. Keep practicing, and one day you will win back the championship. If you have any difficulties in the future, you can come to me." Xiao Xiao looked at him. It was Zhang Zongyao, the president of the China Hip Hop Council. "Wow, Brother Qiao, that's the titan of China's street dance world. He won several world championships when he was young. Even he admires you so much. Your future is limitless. There's nothing to be happy about. No matter what I lost, I'll come again next time." Xiao Xiao looked back at Jason. Jason's eyes were unfathomable. He was staring at Xiao Xiao and the other girl below the stage. Xiao Xiao then realized that Yinran was also there. He went up to her and said, "You just came. You didn't get to see your brother Qiao's amazing dancing skills. Are you regretting it now? Beg me. I'll show you another time when I'm in a good mood." Yinran slapped his hand away. "Don't be silly. Go back." As she left, she looked back at Jason. Although Xiao Xiao didn't win the competition, the video of his performance was posted on the school's Tieba. It caused a stir. Pandora's box. What kind of god is he? His face is unparalleled, and his dancing skills are unparalleled. Big frog at the bottom of the pit. Does his skeleton still exist? Every step seems to have been broken and reassembled. How painful must that be? My heart aches for Brother Qiao. Crossing the river sand. This is Brother Qiao's ability. His whole body is electric. Loudspeaker's small broadcast. His skull is going to explode. Pandora's box. As the royal photographer, I regret not being there for 100 years. Walking snow. The royal makeup artist did a live broadcast. It's definitely going to explode. Jiuqiu, you two are too scheming. How did you become the royal photographer so quickly? I'm only missing a pair of sneakers. We also want to be the royal photographer. Please hire us, Brother Qiao. Yinran and Xiao Xiao didn't return to school. According to Yinran's request, they still had to complete today's study mission. Xiao Xiao had no choice but to follow her to the cafe. Yinran, I'm already very tired from dancing today. Can you let me go for a day? Do you like me so much that you want to pester me all the time? Xiao Xiao was so tired that he collapsed on the sofa. He slammed his legs on the table. Let me ask you first. Did you know that Jason who danced with you is also a cultivator? You noticed that too? You cultivators don't hold back at all. It's as if people like us who have demonic energy deserve to die. If it wasn't for my mistake today, I definitely could have killed him. Your mistake today was my fault. Yinran directly admitted to it. What? You did it? Xiao Xiao immediately sat up straight. He angrily slammed his fist on the table. Why did you do that? I was about to win. I see that you're about to lose control of your demonic energy. If this continues, there will be bloodshed. Nonsense. How can there be bloodshed? Do I look like someone who has no sense of propriety? People with demonic energy can't control themselves. You're not completely under the control of demonic energy yet. But when you were competing just now, the demonic energy gradually took over your whole body. Your whole body turned black. When you lose your mind, you'll go crazy and kill people. I really can't explain it to you clearly. Will my demonic energy definitely go out of control? Although it does make me feel a little hot right now. I'm very clear-headed. I can definitely control my demonic energy. Please don't make decisions for me casually in the future, okay? Xiao Xiao angrily leaned on the sofa and ignored Yinran. How can there be such a pedantic woman in this world? As long as I encounter it, I'll definitely take care of it. I've said it before. Unless your cultivation is better than mine and I can't control you, I won't care. You choked. Wait here. I'll go home and cultivate now. Wait a minute. Finish today's homework first. You're practically a Huang Shuren. Xiao Xiao gritted his teeth and said, You don't want to play games anymore? Don't worry about it. A month's time is up. I'll be able to play games starting next Monday. Xiao Xiao's proud expression returned. I'm sorry. I've already contacted your parents. Uncle Wu and I have reached an agreement. In order for you to enter the top 300, we'll both supervise you. The two of us will supervise you together. You can't play games for the next 3 months. Choked with anger, Xiao Xiao looked at Yinran in disbelief. She actually managed to convince Uncle Wu. Yinran, you're my F***king nemesis. Chapter 10. Uncle Wu, where are you? As soon as he got home, Xiao Xiao couldn't wait to fight for his rights. Young master, I'm here. Uncle Wu silently appeared behind Xiao Xiao. Uncle Wu, did a girl come looking for you? Is it the cultivator you mentioned last time? I went to investigate. Her name is Yinran. She's your classmate. I've already met her. Without your subjective cooperation, she won't remove your demonic energy. No, that's not what I'm talking about. That's not the point. Xiao Xiao didn't want to talk about that at all. And she's willing to help you with your homework. She set a goal for you to enter the top 300 in 3 months. She and I reached an agreement. No, Uncle Wu, you're selling me out just like that? Why didn't you ask for my opinion? Xiao Xiao grabbed his hair in frustration. Young master, study hard and cultivate well. That's your purpose in coming to the human world. Then what about my game? Miss Yinran said that as long as you enter the top 300, she'll ask me to let you play the game for a period of time. After saying that, Uncle Wu turned and left. Xiao Xiao was speechless. Brother Hui, I feel like my life is dark. Xiao Xiao lay on the bed and complained to Lu Hui. Isn't your life supposed to be dark? How infuriating. Brother Hui, are you here to make things difficult for me? What's wrong? Did the demonic energy rise again? Rise my ass. Now I met a girl who keeps bothering me. I can't beat her. And I can't run away either. What should I do? Is she pretty? She's okay, I guess. Her figure is not bad. Xiao Xiao thought of Yinran's icy face. With your handsome face, there's a girl you can't handle? She can't see how handsome I am. He gritted his teeth again. Let me teach you a trick. Find her a boyfriend or take her in yourself. Then she won't have time to bother you. Brother Hui, you're talking about yourself. I'm only in my first year of high school. Oh, this is puppy love. Then just give in. How did I end up with such a bad friend like you? His miserable life continued. One day Yinran threw him a book. This is an introductory book on cultivation. Take a look at it yourself. If you don't want me to purify it for you, you can try it yourself. Xiao Xiao was holding a pen in his mouth, his body swaying back and forth. The books on the table were messed up by the black pen, and all kinds of new teaching materials were piled up on the table. Another one? Do you not want me to live anymore? Brother Qiao, I'm so envious of you. If the top student in the grade were to tutor me, I would be able to avoid many detours. Zhang Dayang's eyes were filled with envy. Little sweet girl Jechi also often came to learn from him. Do you have any new books? Not this one, but others are fine. This one is custom made for Xiao Xiao. You won't be able to use it. Yanran snatched the book that Xiao Xiao was about to throw away. You have to read this book every day. I'll observe your changes every day. I'm so envious. Brother Qiao, Yanran is so good to you. Good, she's so good that I want to run away from home. The cultivation book that Yanran gave him was relatively simple. Although it was not in plain language, it should be an introductory book for the guardian of the human world. The book explained in detail the flow of qi in the human body. Xiao Xiao was forced to practice for a period of time every day. Xiao Xiao did not know how Yanran could tell whether he practiced or not. What was incredible was that she could tell, as if she was wearing a pair of X-ray glasses. A spy. However, after Xiao Xiao practiced for a period of time, he seemed to be more sleepy every day. Of course, it could also be because of the memorization. The comprehensive exam was coming soon. Xiao Xiao was very uncomfortable during this period. He was very sleepy every day. He concluded that it was the pre-exam sleepiness syndrome. After nearly 3 months of dark days, it was finally time for the first comprehensive exam. Nanchuan High School's exam rooms were arranged according to the ranking. A total of 500 students were divided into nearly 20 rooms. Yinran was in room 1, and Xiao Xiao was in room 20. On the night before the exam, Xiao Xiao went to bed very early and immediately fell asleep. He slept soundly. In the morning, the alarm rang 3 times, but he did not respond. It was not until Uncle Wu knocked on his door that he was pulled out of bed. Young master, you have an exam today. I wish you good results. A deep-fried dough stick and 2 fried eggs. Xiao Xiao looked into Uncle Wu's eyes and said painfully, Uncle Wu, this is not the college entrance exam. You don't have to make it so grand. This is related to your game. You must be serious. Uncle Wu replied righteously. Just imagine how a person would feel if his weak spot was tightly grasped by another person. As soon as he entered the exam room, everyone greeted him happily. Who didn't know this famous school hunk? Xiao Xiao immediately found his self-confidence. He added this group of new friends on WeChat with a smile. All the candidates in this exam room were flattered. They had no choice but to be assigned to this exam room. They did not expect to become friends with the high and mighty school hunk. Brother Qiao, I didn't expect that such a high and mighty school hunk like you would be so approachable. That's right, Brother Qiao. Your heroic deeds have made us prostrate ourselves in admiration. We will definitely take care of you during the exam later. So there was such treatment after becoming famous. One of the students secretly showed his palm to Xiao Xiao. I wrote down the key points on my arm and palm. I will send you a note immediately after I finish writing. Before the exam, Xiao Xiao received a warning from Yanran. If he dared to cheat, he would be disqualified from playing games for a year. But the atmosphere in the exam room was like this. Wasn't it obvious that he did not fit in? Xiao Xiao nodded awkwardly and asked them secretly, Is the teacher not going to do anything? According to seniors' experience, the teacher in the last exam room will turn a blind eye. The main reason is that everyone's level is about the same. No matter how much you copy, you will not be able to get a high score. The teacher was indeed farsighted. The exam papers were distributed. The invigilator sat on the podium and read a newspaper. It was obvious that they were going easy on him. Xiao Xiao looked through the exam paper. He felt that the 3 months of memorizing had some effect. At least he could understand many of the questions. He began to write in a flamboyant manner. Halfway through the exam, a small ball of paper was suddenly thrown on his desk. He raised his head and looked around. The invigilator was already reading the third newspaper. He opened the small note. Acteb, a pair of answers with his own. Deck damn. 5 questions, 3 wrong questions. He looked carefully. He was not sure about the third and fourth questions, but he was absolutely sure about the first, second, and fifth questions. They were all questions that Yinran forced him to memorize before. The value of the paper was too low. It was simply a hot potato. He saw the person sitting in front of him, put his left hand behind his back, and made a grabbing motion with his fingers. Xiao Xiao looked at the teacher and quietly placed the paper ball in the palm of the person in front of him. Finally, he touched his nose and said, "Brother, I'm sorry." The exam was still very difficult. For Xiao Xiao, it was already very good to be able to answer correctly and pass. He did not hesitate anymore. He followed his own train of thought and finished the entire exam paper. When it came to the essay, the requirement was 800 words. He wrote 750 words in flamboyant strokes. He was still short of 50 words. He could not make it up no matter how hard he tried. After thinking for a long time, he added a lot of words and punctuation at the end of each paragraph. No matter what, it was much better than when he could only write 600 words in the exam. Xiao Xiao was a person who was very content with himself when it came to studying. The exam in the morning was smoothly completed in a good atmosphere. Perhaps it was because the exam was still very mentally draining. Xiao Xiao began to sleep at noon. Yinran asked him how the exam was, but he was too sleepy to answer. "Brother Qiao, did you play games last night? Why are you so sleepy?" Zhang Daong asked him with concern. Xiao Xiao waved his hand, turned his head, and continued to sleep. Then it was the English exam in the afternoon. Xiao Xiao's listening was like a book from heaven. With the headphones on, his eyelids began to fight. When the listening was over, he was already asleep. The effect of the lullaby was really good. The teacher knocked on his desk and woke him up. "Pay attention to the exam room rules. You are not allowed to sleep." Xiao Xiao had no choice but to get up and continue to do the questions. The words on the paper were like ants crawling around. How dare an ant shake an elephant? Xiao Xiao, the elephant, was sitting in his seat motionlessly. He could not understand anything. Other than the single-choice questions, he could still make a few guesses. The other questions, such as close reading and comprehension, were all like ants visiting each other. Xiao Xiao was really too sleepy. After he finished the single-choice questions, he sat upright with his left hand on the paper and his right hand holding a pen and fell asleep. When the other students began to hand in their papers, the teacher noticed that Xiao Xiao had fallen asleep while sitting. The teacher went forward and patted him on the shoulder. As a result, he was pushed onto the table, but he did not wake up. This frightened the teacher. He desperately patted him and pinched his philtrum, but there was no reaction. The school hunk fainted during the exam. This had already appeared as the first major news on the front page of Tieba. There were countless comments below. Brother Qiao's support group. Brother Qiao did not faint, he fell asleep. Expired biscuits, it's true. I was in the same exam room as him. After the listening test, he kept sleeping. Strawberry-flavored apple. Does Brother Qiao sleep like a prince? Infatuated. Gathering at the village entrance to steal the goose. What did Brother Qiao do last night? Asking for answers. Listening to the wind as rain. Could it be that the teacher's questions were hypnotic? Yinran saw this news after the exam. She frowned and found it hard to believe. When she rushed to the school doctor's office, she found that dozens of students had already gathered at the door. They were all there to see Xiao Xiao. According to the doctor in the school doctor's office, Xiao Xiao had entered a state of deep sleep. The students at the door had been chased away in waves. Regarding Xiao Xiao's symptoms, the school doctor was also helpless. Now, they were waiting for the ambulance to send him to the city hospital for further examination. Some girls were actually crying at the door. Yinran called Uncle Wu and told him about this. She also asked about Xiao Xiao's recent condition. The answer she received was that everything was normal, but he did not sleep enough. Yinran was even more puzzled. Chapter 11. Soon, an ambulance arrived and took the sleeping Xiao Xiao away. Xiao Xiao was put on an oxygen mask as he was carried into the ambulance. His eyes were tightly shut, as if he was a sleeping prince, waiting for the princess to kiss him awake. Xiao Xiao's matter touched many people's hearts. There were prayers and blessings on Tieba. There were many photos of him sleeping and being carried into the ambulance, which made people feel sorry for him. Every day, someone from the hospital would send back the latest news and announce it on Tieba. On the first day, Xiao Xiao was pushed to do various brain tests, but there was no reaction. On the second day, Xiao Xiao's blood was drawn, and he did a 24-hour electrocardiogram and other tests, but there was still no reaction. On the third day, Xiao Xiao was put on a nutrient solution, but there was still no reaction. On the fourth day, Uncle Wu, who stayed by Xiao Xiao's side, seemed to have aged a lot. Only then did people know that Xiao Xiao was an orphan. On the fifth day, the infusion continued. Yinran came to Xiao Xiao's bed for the fifth time and put a trace of spiritual energy into him. This was not announced. On the sixth day, the doctors organized experts from various departments to come for a consultation, but there was no conclusion. On the seventh day, the hospital decided to wake Xiao Xiao up with an electric shock. When he was pushed into the operating room, the doctor finished all the preparations and held a defibrillator in each hand, aiming at Xiao Xiao's chest. At this critical moment, Xiao Xiao finally opened his eyes. His peach blossom eyes smiled evilly at the doctor. The doctor was so scared that he directly pressed the defibrillator on the bed. After sleeping in the hospital for 7 days, Xiao Xiao finally woke up. He almost caused a medical accident in the hospital, so he quickly became a celebrity in the hospital. After waking up, Xiao Xiao was full of energy again. He immediately pulled out the 4 drip in his hand, got out of bed, and reorganized his bones. He stretched in front of the window and said to Uncle Wu, "Uncle Wu, I'm starving to death." Uncle Wu almost burst into tears. "Young master, you're finally awake. If you didn't wake up, I wouldn't know how to explain it." Xiao Xiao patted Uncle Wu's shoulder. "Uncle Wu, my body is very strong. I'll be fine. You've lost weight these 2 days." Uncle Wu frowned. "Young master, why are you so sleepy this time? Is there anything wrong with your body?" Xiao Xiao continued to stretch under the bed. "I'm also puzzled. Could it be that my cultivation has increased recently? Automatically enter a state of cultivation? I can see that your cultivation hasn't increased. Instead, the color of the black gas above your head has become lighter. What's going on? Could it be that it has something to do with my cultivation in the mortal world?" Uncle Wu's expression changed. "When did you start practicing the magic of the human world?" "About a month ago. Yinran gave me a book. It should be an introductory cultivation technique in the mortal world. She insisted that I practice it and checked it every day. I had no choice but to circulate my qi along my meridians for a while. Then it seems that the problem lies here. Your body constitution is different from that of humans. You can't practice the magic of the human world at the same time. That's why you're so sleepy. If you practice for a longer period of time, there might be a greater conflict. After all, this young lady is unclear about our origins. That's why she's doing this. I want to have a talk with her." When Yinran came to Xiao Zhao's ward with a bouquet of flowers, she bumped into other students who came to visit. "Brother Qiao, you don't know. Your illness this time has shaken the entire school. There are updates about your illness on the school's Tieba every day. This has become the top priority of the entire school." Zhang Deyang's loud voice made the whole ward bustle with noise. "Brother Qiao, everyone missed you when you weren't here. These are the paper cranes your classmates folded for you. Xiao Xiaoyan blushed and handed a beautiful can of paper cranes to Xiao Xiao. Jechi also came with a camera in her hand. Brother Qiao, the classmates said that they want to prove that you're fine now. They asked me to show you a few pictures. Won't it ruin my handsome image if they take pictures of me like this? Xiao Xiao said and scratched his head. No, Brother Qiao, trust me. I'll definitely take pictures of you beautifully. Then a picture of Xiao Xiao wearing a hospital gown was posted on the Tieba. He sat on an inverted chair with one hand under his chin, and his legs wide open. His eyes were evil and his whole face was healthy and rosy. He didn't look sick at all. After everyone left, Yinran sat down. How are you? Are you feeling better? Xiao Xiao lazily leaned on the bed and casually flipped through the Tieba with his phone. He said to Yinran proudly, Look, your brother Qiao is loved by everyone. Flowers bloom when they see me. Yinran's face was cold. A while ago, the black smoke above your head faded a little. Today, it turned black again. Are you sleepy these days because of the spell I gave you? Xiao Xiao looked up from his phone, and then suddenly leaned close to Yinran. Do you feel sorry for me? Are you here to apologize? Looking at the oval-shaped face that suddenly enlarged in front of her. The face that looked a little dark without a single pore. The long black eyelashes that were like small fans fanning up and down. And the pale pink lips that were opening and closing. Yinran suddenly leaned back. She didn't expect that behind her was the wall. And the back of her head hit the wall with a bang. Ha 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 ha, you deserve it. Xiao Xiao loudly laughed. He sat back on the bed and leaned back. His two legs and head were like a seesaw, rocking forward and backward. Yinran's ice mountain face darkened. How did you get the demonic aura? Why can't you practice the spells of the human world? Xiao Xiao finished laughing. He took out a paper crane and played with it. He casually said, Isn't it obvious? This young master is noble, and has a special body. I can't practice these crooked martial arts. Nonsense. The spell I gave you is the most basic one. As long as you're a cultivator, you can practice it. It's also very good for your body. Bing Shanyin couldn't understand. Anyways, you owe me one. If you're willing to let me play games for a month, I'll forgive you. Xiao Xiao took the opportunity to seek his own benefits. You wish. You didn't even take the English test. The results came out, and you didn't meet your original promise. Bing Shanyin mercilessly rejected him. You. Don't be unreasonable. You're clearly the one who harmed me. Otherwise, I definitely would have gotten into the top 300. Did I get into the top 300 for the other tests? You did pretty well in the other tests. You were all above 300. Yinran said this fact that made Xiao Xiao happy. Then that's it. If you didn't make me so sleepy, how could I not do well in the English test? I don't care. You have to keep your promise. Otherwise, I won't learn anymore. You won't be able to answer to the teacher. Xiao Xiao decided to act shamelessly. At most, I'll let you play for a week. Half a month. Otherwise, I'll kiss you. Then Xiao Xiao suddenly leaned forward. Yinran was stunned. She quickly turned around and left the room. A voice came from afar. Rest for half a month. Xiao Xiao suddenly jumped on the bed 3 times. He shouted 3 times towards the sky. Wahua! Then, he rolled his eyes and lay down again. He pressed the bell, and the nurse and doctor came. Xiao Xiao was lying on the bed with a splitting headache. He said to the doctor pitifully, Doctor, although I'm awake, sometimes my head still hurts. I want to go home and rest. It's best to stay in the hospital for a few days before being discharged. The doctor was a little confused. He clearly checked before, and there was no problem. Why did his head suddenly hurt again? The smell of the disinfectant in the hospital is too bad. Doctor, let me go home and rest. After coaxing and pestering, Xiao Xiao successfully got a half-month medical leave from the doctor. Then the party for half a month began. In the past half a month, some of the students in class 1-3 were yawning nonstop. The teacher even saw them sleeping on the table a few times. Zhang Dayang, why are you sleeping again? What did you do last night? The homeroom teacher's chalk accurately hit the top of Zhang Dayang's head. Zhang Dayang was still sleeping after being hit. Wang Jinyan, who was in front of him, turned his head and pushed him. In the end, Zhang Daong waved his arm and shooed his arm away as if he was shooing a fly. When Teacher Zhu saw this, he was both angry and amused. He walked down from the podium and walked directly to Zhang Daong's side. He patted him hard on the shoulder. Zhang Daong. He suddenly woke up. He stood up on the spot, stunned. Tell me, why were you sleeping in class? Miss Zhu stared at him and asked. Teacher, I'm sorry. I was infected by Qiao Xiao. The whole class laughed. The teacher was also angry and laughed. Qiao Xiao can even fall asleep sitting down. Have you learned it? Go stand outside the door and practice sleeping standing up. Zhang Daong stood in the corridor dejectedly. During this period of time, Qiao Xiao was so engrossed in gaming that he insisted on dragging them along. They couldn't play in class, so they secretly went to team up after class. After playing, they would go home and do homework until late at night, resulting in lack of sleep. He looked at his two buddies who were playing games with him. He clearly saw them sleeping just now. Why didn't the teacher catch them? When he went back, he would ask his mother to burn some incense and twist his luck. Now that Qiao Xiao was very popular, hundreds of people responded to his call. He didn't know how they got together, but their revolutionary friendship was comparable to that of Jin Jian. In the past half a month, Qiao Xiao didn't feel sleepy anymore, as if he had slept for 7 days and 7 years. It was probably because his body's self-circulation had improved. He didn't dare to practice Yinran's magic anymore. It was better to practice his health technique. Then, the most important thing was to get back the rights to the game from Uncle Wu and make up for the loss of the previous 3 months. Every day, he played from dawn to dawn. His brain was extremely excited, and he started to live with panda eyes. Until one day, when he was brushing his teeth, he suddenly saw a face he didn't recognize in the mirror. His hair was messy, and the dark circles under his eyes were as if he had put on black eyeshadow. His face was pale, and his lips were dry. He dropped his toothbrush on the ground. Was this still his handsome self? When he came back to his senses, he realized that it was really him. He took a shower and tortured himself for a few hours in the gym. Then he pulled himself together, covered his head, and went to sleep. No matter what, he had to be handsome to the end. The school hunk had to look like a grass. Chapter 12. The suave Qiao Xiao was back, and he topped the Tieba forum as the top news story. His photo of him entering school was already posted on the front page of the Tieba forum in 9 squares. Brother Qiao's fan club. The handsome and invincible Brother Qiao is finally going to school today. Everyone, quickly come and admire his peerless beauty. 9 squares above. Expired biscuit. Ahaha, I saw him this morning. He smiled at me and added me on WeChat. Brother Qiao is so friendly. Strawberry-flavored apple. I can meet Brother Qiao on campus again and admire his handsome face. Gathering at the village entrance to steal the goose. Organize all activities and let Brother Qiao defeat you. Listening to the wind is rain. Organize all activities and let Brother Qiao defeat you. 1. Qiao Xiao was in a good mood after reading the Tieba forum. Along the way, he greeted his classmates and added them on WeChat. He walked into the classroom in a good mood. It had been a long time since he came to school, but it wasn't so boring. I announced that in 2 weeks, it will be the sports meet that you have all been looking forward to. This time, all of you must show your sportsmanship and win glory for the class. The homeroom teacher announced an explosive piece of news. Qiao Xiao sat in his seat and drank a cup of milk tea that a young girl had given him. He flipped through the content that Yanran had assigned him to memorize today. The sports committee member, Zhang Daong, ran back and forth in the classroom several times. Every time he walked past Qiao Xiao, he would create a gust of wind and flip a few pages of the book that he was reading. When he ran past him for the 5th time, Qiao Xiao slammed the table and said, "Can't you be quiet?" Zhang Daong said with a sad face, "Brother Qiao, please help me. Everyone in our class has signed up for the other activities, but there's still one that we haven't signed up for. Am I not doing everyone's work? Brother Qiao, why don't you sign up for it?" "Whatever. You just wait and see. I'll bring you a champion in everything," Qiao Xiao said to him impatiently. Zhang Daong gave Qiao Xiao a thumbs up and said gratefully, Brother Qiao, you're too righteous. You've given me a new lease on life. I'll leave this to you. After that, she took the registration form and walked out of the classroom. Hey, wait a minute, which project is it? Men's 3,000-meter long-distance race. Zhang Dayang's voice drifted over from afar. F***CK. You bunch of scumbags. Since he had already bragged, he could only brace himself and continue bragging. Watch me bring back the championship. In this way, Xiao Xiao accidentally became the hope of the whole village in the 3 kilometers event. Soon the sports meet arrived. They were all young and hot, so the sports meet was like a stimulant to their dull lives. The students came to school early, and the radio station was already playing exciting music. They were waiting for the principal to give a speech, and the athletes to enter the stadium. Xiao Xiao also got up early, which was rare, because he was going to enter the stadium as an athlete. He groomed himself in front of the mirror for a long time, then walked to the dining table with satisfaction. He saw Uncle Wu fried 2 sausages for him, which made him feel a little messy. After the opening ceremony, the official competition began. The press releases of each class took turns to play on the radio to encourage the athletes. The atmosphere was very warm. Their class took part in many events, including high jump, sprinting and relay. Xiao Xiao found that Yanran had signed up for the 400-meter relay. She was the last runner. Several students in the class dragged him to watch it. What's there to watch? She had a high ponytail on top of her head today, and her face was expressionless. She was as cold as usual. The white steam on top of her head was like a small bun, and she was calm and composed. It was obvious that she had a well-thought-out plan. The cultivator would definitely be the first. Cheating? Xiao Xiao rolled his eyes and stood awkwardly by the sprinting line on the field. He was not as excited as the others, who were desperately cheering. Sure enough, as he had expected, Yanran was the first to cross the finish line. At this time, she shook her hair twice amidst the cheers and applause. Sweat fell everywhere, reflecting light under the sun. Perhaps because of the victory, a smile appeared on her cold face. Her lips were gray, and her teeth were white. She was in high spirits and moved people's hearts. Then several boys and girls in the class ran over with ice water and towels in their hands. The boys' eyes were full of stars. They surrounded Yanran, chattering excitedly and shyly. Yanran smiled at them and took the ice water and towel. Then she said something that made the group of people laugh. Humph, what's there to be proud of? Later, I will also win the championship for you. But after all, it was the 3,000 meters and 7.5 laps. It was very brave to sign up. Only half of the people could finish the race. If they could still win the championship, they would be real men. Although Xiao Zhao's physical fitness was good, it was his first time participating in the race. He had not experienced the intensity of the 3,000 meters. He really did not know until he started running. Fortunately, Zhang Dayang had taught him before that he should run at his own pace and not follow the crowd. It was about to start. Xiao Xiao was particularly eye-catching in the crowd in his short sportswear. He had sword-like eyebrows, bright eyes, red lips, and white teeth. He stood in a row with more than 10 people on the track. Before the start of the race, the press release had been circling around the field. Today is the time to witness a miracle. Xiao Xiao from Class 1-3 is about to create a miracle on the field. Let's see how he will beat his opponents in the men's 3,000 meters race. Xiao Xiao almost tripped. Who the F***CK wrote this press release? Wasn't it forcing him to his death? He watched Yanran win the championship and was a little unwilling to admit defeat. But after all, this was the 3,000 meters. Looking at the laps on the track, he was a little scared. At this moment, he had completely forgotten that he was a cultivator. The other runners standing in a row with him were all F***king acquaintances. A few of them were his fans, and 2 of them were his rivals from the last basketball game. One of them was Huang Bo from Class 6. After the fans heard the press release, they all looked at Xiao Xiao with admiration. Brother Qiao, we will follow you. Help us lead the way. Huang Bo snorted in disdain. With this press release, many people immediately gathered around the stands and the field. They were all here to see Xiao Xiao. Xiao Xiao looked at the crowd. He had to put aside the matter of winning the championship and save his own life first. As soon as the gunshot rang out, a row of people rushed out. Xiao Xiao and several other athletes began to move closer to the inner circle after the start of the race. Soon, more than a dozen people were divided into 3 echelons. Several people rushed forward and immediately took the lead. Xiao Xiao controlled the pace of his running. The 3,000 meters was a competition of endurance, not explosive power. Therefore, he ran neither fast nor slow. There were constantly people in front of him, and he soon became the last person. Just like that, until the 4th or 5th lap, a long strip appeared on the field. It was about half a circle. Huang Bo and a few others were at the front, and a few little fans were at the back. The line was very long, and Xiao Xiao was at the opposite 2/3 of the line. Yanran also came to the inner circle of the field with a few classmates. Seeing Xiao Xiao running leisurely in the middle, she couldn't help but feel strange. A cultivator's stamina was very good. Why was he so far behind? At this time, a fan next to her said, "Xiao Xiao is so good. He is already 1 lap ahead of the last person. There are still a few people in front of him. Why are they blindly admiring him? 1 lap, 2 laps, 3 laps. They had already run 5 laps of the 400-meter field. At this time, Xiao Xiao's stamina was very strong. His advantage was gradually revealed, and he slowly moved from the last to the top. The stands were filled with shouts. Xiao Xiao was beginning to enter the first group. At this time, there were a total of 3 people side by side. One of them was Huang Bo, and the other was from class 6. These 2 were sports students, but they didn't practice long-distance running. One was a basketball player, and the other was a swimming player. Their stamina was very strong. However, for people with explosive power, long-distance running still required training. Huang Bo saw Xiao Xiao slowly catching up with him, and faintly showing signs of surpassing him. He knew that he might not be able to get first place. At this time, several of them were 1 lap ahead of the last person. Taking advantage of the crowd, he decided to use a little trick to take revenge on Xiao Xiao. He wanted to make it difficult for Xiao Xiao to win. He tried his best to keep up with Xiao Xiao. At this time, there was still more than 1 lap left. Xiao Xiao did not try his best, and he still followed his own rhythm. At this time, Huang Bo saw that Xiao Xiao was behind him. In order to conserve his stamina, he did not speed up. Just like this, the distance between them could not be widened. He dodged once, but was hit by a few more times, and his rhythm was affected. At this time, Huang Bo gave a look to another student in his class. That student directly stretched out his hand and tried to pull Xiao Xiao down. However, this was seen by the fan who had overtaken them. This fan saw that they were trying to trick him, and his sense of justice exploded. He immediately pushed that person away. At this time, Huang Bo suddenly turned around and glared at him. He used his eyes to warn him not to be nosy. Then he stretched out his leg and tried to trip Xiao Xiao. Xiao Xiao wanted to go around in a big circle, but at this time, his arm was suddenly pulled, and his balance was instantly broken. Suddenly, another foot stretched out from under his feet. He jumped and his body swayed, and he jumped over. However, the fan beside him suddenly rushed forward and hugged Huang Bo. Both of them lost their balance and rolled onto the track. The fan glared fiercely. "How dare you hurt my idol? If Brother Qiao does not get first place because of you, I will fight it out with you." Huang Bo saw that the person who pulled him to the ground was a short guy, and he immediately pushed him back. However, after being pushed to the side, the fan jumped forward and pounced on Huang Bo. Huang Bo could not get away for a while. The 2 of them, one running and one chasing, did not give way to the other. They actually rolled on the track. At this time, the short guy only had one thought, and that was to not let this person play dirty again. The audience in the stands did not see clearly what happened. Only Yin ran, and the others in the inner circle quickly ran over. At this time, the people in the arena shouted for the referee. Chapter 13. Because of the commotion, Xiao Xiao stopped and looked back. The 2 of them were fighting on the ground. He knew very well that Huang Bo was trying to trip him just now. He separated the 2 of them and carefully checked the fan's injuries. "Brother Qiao, don't worry about me. Go and run," the fan said anxiously. While they were talking, 2 or 3 people had already rushed over. "Brother Qiao, you really don't have to worry about me. You're my idol. I'll be fine. You have to get the championship back." Xiao Xiao looked at the injuries on his arms and knees. He told him that his bones were not broken, and that he should go to the infirmary to apply some medicine. "Brother Qiao, I can't let this trip go to waste. Even if you want to avenge me, you have to get the championship back for me." The fan started to chase him away. At this time, Yanran and the judges arrived at the scene. Yanran said to Xiao Xiao, "Go, leave this to me." Xiao Xiao looked at Yanran and nodded. "Send him to the infirmary." Then he looked at Huangbo coldly. Huangbo was about to enter the 7th lap. Xiao Xiao did not hide his strength anymore. He chanted a chant, and the black gas in his body expanded to the maximum. He started to dash forward from where the fan fell. "Wow, Brother Qiao is sprinting." The people in the stands were excited. This speed was like a 100-meter race. At this time, Yanran saw the black gas above Qiao Zhao's head. She frowned. Under Qiao Zhao's crazy dash, the crowd only saw a gust of wind speed, quickly turning half a circle. At this time, when there was still half a circle left, there were still 3 people in front of Qiao Xiao. One was 50 meters ahead. One was 80 meters ahead. And the last one was almost 100 meters ahead. There was only the last 600 meters left, and the situation was not optimistic. Everyone's hearts were in their throats, and they were hanging by a thread. At this time, Xiao Xiao felt that he was running out of energy. After all, his cultivation was limited. Running for a long time made him a little short of breath. His throat was already releasing the taste of rust. Sweat soaked his hair and clothes. Xiao Xiao gritted his teeth and raised his spirit attraction technique by 1 level. The surrounding spirit chi was like a flood as it crazily surged into him. He raised his speed to the limit. His body was about to collapse. It was uncomfortable. His heartbeat and breathing were all messed up. However, he didn't care about this. He only knew to grit his teeth and run with all his might. He overtook the 3rd place. He overtook the 2nd place. He was running shoulder to shoulder with the 1st place. The last 200 meters, Xiao Xiao felt as if he was about to lose consciousness. Exhaustion, lack of oxygen, numbness, and lack of strength. He charged forward with only 1 breath, and his body felt as if it was no longer his own. He felt as if he would suffocate at any moment. However, his 2 legs were still rushing forward at an inhuman speed like the wheels of wind and fire. The black gas wrapped in the spirit chi box formed a tornado above Xiao Zhao's head, carrying him quickly to the finish line. He won. The people in the stands all stood up and cheered. It was unknown which little fangirl had already written a press release and began to circle the air above the sports field. A big shot who hit his strength. This flying speed and valiant appearance has created history in our school. Let us congratulate Xiao Xiao from grade 1-3 for winning the men's 3,000 sprint championship. Xiao Xiao finally stopped on the track. He began to walk slowly. At this time, a few boys and girls in the field rushed over excitedly. "Brother Qiao, you're practically flying. You're too strong." Xiao Xiao took a towel and iced water from a classmate. He wiped his sweat and drank some water. He asked, "How's Xiuyu, who fell just now?" "Yanran and the teacher have already sent her to the infirmary." "Where's Huangbo?" "Over there." Xiao Xiao hung the towel around his neck and walked towards Huangbo. At this time, Huangbo was a little scared. He looked at the aggressive Xiao Xiao and stepped back. "What are you doing? Don't you know what I'm doing? Using dirty tricks during the race. Are you very powerful?" After speaking, Xiao Xiao raised his leg and kicked Huangbo. Huangbo was kicked to the ground. "Remember, if you have the ability, then come at me openly. If I, Xiao Xiao, do not dare to accept the challenge, then I am a coward. If I find out that you are playing tricks behind my back again, then don't blame me for not being polite. I will beat you up every time I see you." Huangbo was kicked to the ground and did not say a word. He curled up and looked at Xiao Zhao's back view. His eyes were filled with poison and did not move for a long time. Today's Tieba Forum had been hyped up a little too much. Someone had recorded Xiao Zhao's sprinting in the last lap and posted it on the forum. Her speed was still alright at the start, as it was considered a normal sprint. However, in the last 200 meters, someone had calculated that she was about to reach the 100-meter sprint. Papa Candy, is this the speed of a human? Are you guys fast-forwarding the video? Even the world champion is not that fast. Brother Qiao's fan club. That is the result of Brother Qiao risking his life and breaking through his body's limits. Are you jealous? To protect Xiao Zhao's image, no one paid attention to this detail. Soon, the haters' voices were drowned out. Although the haters' voices were suppressed, it did not mean that no one cared. Yanran, who was paying attention to Xiao Xiao, found him and said coldly, "You broke the rules again." Xiao Xiao was tired and uncomfortable today. 3,000 meters was very exhausting, and the excessive use of demonic energy also made his mental strength exhausted. He directly walked past Yanran and said, "Sorry, I couldn't hold it in." He wanted to go home and take a bath, then eat 2 pills and sleep. He did not have the time to talk to Yanran. You will attract the attention of the higher-ups of the practitioners. At that time, even I will not be able to protect you. Xiao Xiao was angered by Yanran and laughed. Do I still need to rely on you to protect me now? Don't take it lightly. They will not listen to me. If they know about you, it will be very easy for them to remove the demonic energy in you. Although I also think that it is better to remove it, I know that it is not that simple after you became sleepy last time. You really have to be careful. If they think that you are a threat to the existence of humans, they will even get rid of you. I am definitely not exaggerating. I hope that you will not show any abnormalities so easily. Yanran said seriously. In a villa in the suburbs, an old man with white hair and a youthful face was practicing Tai Chi in the courtyard. The strong old man was dressed in Tai Chi attire. When he stood in the middle of the courtyard, the whole courtyard seemed to have an additional majestic aura. His arms were crossed, as if he was hugging an invisible ball. The ball was walking with him, merging with the surrounding wind, and becoming soft and gentle. However, it also made people feel that there was an endless amount of power hidden inside, and that it could burst out at any time. The old man raised his hands, and his spirit seemed to have been raised. The corner of his mouth slightly raised, but not too high. The old man's 2 feet constantly moved on the ground. One foot drew a clear and elegant arc on the ground, while the other foot quickly followed. Although it seemed very light, but if one looked carefully, it formed an 8 trigrams. After waiting for the old man to finish the perfect posture, the servant reported, "Master, the young master has come to see you." "Xiaoguo, you came?" The old man asked with a smile, looking at the approximately 10-years-old boy. "Grandpa, Dad told me to bring you delicious food." The boy's face was pleasing as he held a box of food with both hands. "How is your martial arts practice these days? Is there a big gap between you and sister?" The old man pulled the boy's hand and sat on the rattan chair in the courtyard. "I am very diligent. Although I am not as good as sister, but I am still very good." The boy opened a pair of lively big eyes and said confidently. The old man was amused by the boy's words. "However, Grandpa, recently sister and I discovered a strange thing. Once when we were cultivating in the mountain in front of us, we discovered that there was someone else cultivating as well. Their spiritual energy was greatly absorbed." The boy said to the old man, as if he was presenting a treasure. The old man pondered for a moment. "How did your sister deal with it?" Sister used a spirit gathering array at that time, and then left him alone. "It doesn't matter. There may be other cultivators cultivating as well." "Grandpa, are there many cultivators like sister and me?" The boy had always been curious about this. "Not many. Now that you have grown up, Grandpa can tell you. Your mission is to protect the human world, so God will give you a certain special ability. You must keep your eyes open, and don't let the bad guys succeed." "Grandpa, who are the bad guys you are talking about? In the human world, won't the police take care of them? How do we take care of them?" "The bad guys here are people with special abilities like you. However, they do not protect the human world, but destroy it. This is your mission." The boy nodded as if he understood. "Dad, Yangua is still young. He won't understand if you explain it to him. A middle-aged man walked out of the door with a plate of fruit in his hand. Yenran is now in her first year of high school. Her homework is still a little tight. However, Yenran has good self-discipline. She will do her tasks and her usual cultivation. This time, she is the first in her grade. Yenran is your pride. The old man was very happy when he mentioned his granddaughter. Except for her cold personality, she was very outstanding in all aspects. However, her cultivation is too basic. She can practice more advanced spells. I will give her the hibiscus book in my study. However, Dad, I have observed the weather closely and found that there is some foul air in some places. However, it is only for a moment, and then disappears after a while. I also heard that some cultivators use their abilities to seek some special treatment. I also found a few cultivators doing evil in Shin City. It is not very peaceful. This kind of black sheep can't be left alive. If the cultivators can't self-discipline themselves, their abilities can't be left alive. Yes, Dad. I will keep an eye on it. Based on what Xiaogui said, there may be some changes. Pay more attention to it. Inform the cultivators nearby to pay attention. If they do evil, punish them severely. This old man with a strong spirit was the leader of the southern aristocratic family, one of the few remaining ancient martial arts families in the world. He was one of the few masters in the divine void realm in the world. In the human world, the levels of ancient martial arts started from Qi Xian. They were Qi Xian, Cheng Xian, Huang Xian, Green Xian, Qing Xian, Lan Xian, and Purple Xian. Above that would be the 9 realms of void. And above that would be the Saint Illusionary realm. Because the highest realm in the human world was only the beginning of the Saint Illusionary realm. There was no definition for any further levels. The 4 old men in the world had entered the door of the divine void realm, so they had the highest status in the ancient martial arts world. Elder Yin was also the leader of the 4 old men. The children of their aristocratic families also worked hard to advance on this path. The higher they went, the higher the pyramid. The next level was to kill thousands of soldiers and horses. The old men had been instilling and passing on their responsibilities and missions. However, the younger generation also had different qualifications, so their achievements were uneven. Yenran was his most beloved granddaughter. She was also the most powerful among the younger generation in the southern aristocratic family. Now she had entered the Zixuan realm. Recently, she seemed to have reached the peak of the Zixuan realm. However, she had not broken through. Grandpa believed that this day would come soon. Chapter 14. The bustling sports meet came to an end, and life returned to normal. Xiao Xiao was still releasing his charm everywhere on campus. Currently, his circle of friends in school had expanded to 500 people. He also clearly felt that when he used the spiritual attraction technique, more spiritual energy would gather in his body. It was another refreshing day. When he was sleeping last night, the meridians in his body were constantly operating. When he woke up in the morning, it was as if he had been reborn. This kind of lazy cultivation method was really good. Early in the morning, he received a call from Lu Hui. He stretched lazily on the bed and pressed the hands-free button in satisfaction. Brother Hui, what's the good news that you're looking for me so early in the morning? Good news. I'll let you know early. It's Saturday night. It's at the Hilton Hotel. Your brother Huey's birthday party. 20 years old. Remember to come. Damn, such a big thing. You're already 20? Why are you in such a hurry? You didn't even wait for me. You little brat, time flies. Soon you'll be 20. Remember to come. You can't miss out on a red packet. I know. I'll give you a mine. Lu Hui laughed. Good brother, don't be late at 6. Xiao Xiao crawled out of bed. His 20th birthday really did need to be properly prepared. What should he give? A car? A villa? That seemed a bit exaggerated. A pair of limited edition sneakers? And a full set of sportswear? And a picture of the 2 of them printed on it. That was good. Xiao Xiao immediately became busy. Choosing clothes, choosing shoes, looking for a print shop, special design and customization. After school in the afternoon, Xiao Xiao ran out of school. Yinran was very dissatisfied. You didn't even memorize the books these 2 days. Do you still want to get into the top 300 next time? I have a very important matter to attend to these 2 days. Memorizing books can be put aside for now. What are you up to now? One of my brothers is celebrating his 20th birthday this weekend. It's such a big birthday. Of course I have to prepare well. I'll memorize the books next week. I'm leaving. After that, he flew out of Yinran's sight like a happy swallow. Yinran looked at his back, and the black gas above her head jumped around like a rabbit. In the blink of an eye, it was Saturday. The driver dropped him off at the entrance of the Hilton Hotel with bags of gifts. Because there were a lot of things, Xiao Xiao was holding a few big boxes. When he held them in his hands, they blocked his view. He could only poke his head out from the left or right side of the box to look at the road ahead. As he passed the turnstile, he squeezed himself into the doorway. But suddenly a hurried woman forced her way in. Because the momentum was too strong, she accidentally knocked one of the boxes in Xiao Xiao's hands to the ground. The woman didn't apologize to him, nor did she help him pick up the gift box. She left in a hurry through the revolving door. Xiao Xiao had too many things in his hands, so he couldn't blame her. He could only take the gifts out of the revolving door himself. This small episode didn't attract Xiao Xiao's attention. The Hilton Hotel was big and luxurious. There were more than a dozen elevators to different floors. Xiao Xiao turned on his phone. Lu Hui sent him the address of the banquet hall, on the 45th floor. After asking for the directions, Xiao Xiao walked to the elevator on the 45th floor. When he arrived, the elevator doors were about to close. He quickly pressed the button, and the doors opened. There were 2 people inside. One of them had Yinran's face, and the other was a middle-aged woman. Yinran, you can't be right? You chased me all the way here. Xiao Xiao pulled down his mask and shouted exaggeratedly. Yinran rolled her eyes. I'm here with my mom for the birthday party. What a coincidence. Xiao Xiao looked at the middle-aged woman beside him and smiled politely. Hello, Auntie, my name is Xiao Xiao. I'm Yinran's classmate. Yinran's mother was shocked when she saw Xiao Xiao. This young man was so handsome. Hello. Are you here for the birthday party too? The auntie asked warmly. Yes. I have a good brother, Lu Hui. Today is his 20th birthday. Lu Hui. Then we're at the same birthday party. I know his mother. What a coincidence. Auntie, we're so fated. Xiao Xiao blinked his beautiful peach blossom eyes. Yinran rolled her eyes again. You're the worst. Yinran's mother was amused. Her good impression of this boy slowly rose. The 3 of them entered the banquet hall together. They thought it would be a happy and peaceful place, but they didn't expect that the live music had stopped. A woman was holding a microphone and saying something on the stage. Lu Hui and his mother were standing in front of this woman. Lu Hui's face was red. If it wasn't for his mother holding him back, he would have rushed up to the woman and torn her apart. His mother stood at the side with red eyes. She seemed to be causing trouble. The woman who was speaking was dressed very elegantly. Her eyes were filled with provocation. She looked at Lu Hui and his mother condescendingly. Xiao Xiao realized that she was the woman who bumped into him at the revolving door. He didn't observe her carefully just now, but now he realized that this woman in a silk dress had white steam coming out of her head. At this moment, she was like a shrew cursing on the street. Standing on the stage, she was insulting Lu Hui and his mother. F***ck, where did this shrew come from? The surrounding onlookers were all pointing at them. They should be Lu Hui's friends and relatives. Where did this woman come from? I've never seen her before. She said she was Lu Hui's father's mistress. A mistress is so arrogant. She actually dares to cause trouble in the main house. I think Lu Hui's mother has a soft personality. Look at her on the stage. She's about to cry. Xiao Xiao finally understood that this person was provoked by Lu Hui's father. The woman scolded. Lu Haoyan doesn't love a haggard woman like you anymore. If it wasn't for your son, he would have abandoned you long ago. Lu Haoyan and I have been together for a long time. You'd better be sensible and get a divorce soon. Why don't you think about it? Your husband doesn't even come home once a month. Is this still a home? Is it fun for you to occupy a seat? Lu Haoyan is a kind person and doesn't want to open his mouth. Fine, let me do it. Today, I'll say it right here. Lu Haoyan has abandoned you long ago. Hurry up and give up your seat. The words that followed became more and more unpleasant. Lu Hui was already on the verge of exploding in anger. He broke free from his mother's hand and rushed toward the woman. Unexpectedly, the woman was quite agile and dodged him in an instant. Lu Hui couldn't stop himself and continued to rush forward. The woman's hand that was holding the microphone moved slightly. Lu Hui only felt a strong force coming toward him, and in an instant, he was about to fall off the stage. When Lu Hui was about to fall, a pair of strong and powerful arms supported him. It was Xiao Xiao. Auntie, you're a whore and you want to set up a monument for your chastity. Are you living in reverse these days? A mistress is still so arrogant. If it were up to me, she should be beaten to death. Xiao Xiao scolded. Where did you come from? How dare you spout nonsense here? Why do you care where I came from? If you see injustice on the road, you should draw your sword to help. Why don't you find a hole to hide in? Yin Ran, who had entered the hall with Xiao Xiao, was also shocked by the scene in front of her. She didn't expect such a thing to happen. Yin Ran's mother's face was filled with grief and indignation. However, even an upright official couldn't solve a family dispute. Seeing that Lu Hui was about to fall off the stage, Yin Ran's hand moved and wanted to go forward. However, she was pulled back by her mother and was a step slower than Xiao Xiao. At this time, a man hurried over. It was Lu Hui's father, Lu Haotian. Lu Haotian was a famous entrepreneur in Nanchuan. He was handsome, elegant, and had a pair of gold-rimmed glasses on his face. Because of long-term exercise, he maintained a good figure. He didn't rush over and saw the scene in front of him. He was furious and directly scolded the woman. Xiao Qi, what are you doing here? Who asked you to come? The woman named Xiao Qi immediately pretended to be very wronged and was about to throw herself into Lu Haotian's arms. Your son is 20 years old. I wanted to come and congratulate him, but I didn't expect. She didn't finish her sentence, but it made people's imagination run wild. Lu Haoyan glanced at Lu Hui and his mother and said coldly, I'll send your Aunt Qi back first. You can continue. Don't make a scene that can't be resolved. Then he took Xiao Qi and left. Lu Hui somehow became very clumsy when he was angry. Seeing his father like this, he wasn't just angry but more so sad. His mother started crying at the side. How can this be? Lu Haoyan really has a mistress? He still doesn't care about his wife. I really didn't expect that Boss Lu would have such a flirtatious side. It's normal for a successful person like Boss Lu to have a few mistresses. However, he shouldn't make a scene in this kind of place. To put it nicely, they were all friends of Lu Hui's father. To put it bluntly, they were all friends of Lu Hui's mother. Xiao Xiao saw that some people were already preparing to leave. Seeing his good friend's birthday being ruined like this, he felt helpless. Brother Hui, happy birthday. Lu Hui had a bitter smile on his face. I've really let you see a joke. I didn't expect such a thing to happen to our family. We're all brothers. What's there to joke about? If you need help, just tell me. I don't know where this woman came from, but it looks like she might be my father's mistress. The one who's feeling the most right now should be my mother. From what she said just now, it seems like she's been with your father for a long time. I don't know either. Then why did she come to make a scene? Isn't it because she wants my father to divorce my mother and then let her enter the house? This matter depends on what your father says. Anyway, this birthday party is ruined. Xiao Xiao looked at Lu Hui's disappointed expression and said to him, It's still early. The banquet hasn't started yet, and there aren't many guests. Moreover, many of your classmates will be coming later. Don't ruin your big day because of your family's matters. Let your parents settle their own matters. We'll play by ourselves and watch me. We'll just liven up the atmosphere again. Chapter 15. At this moment, Xiao Xiao ran to the side and said something to the music teacher. Then, he ran up the stage and unbuttoned his white shirt, revealing the black vest inside. He took a microphone stand and turned 360 degrees. He stood on the stage and said to the audience, Dear friends and relatives, I'm very happy that you all came to Lu Hui's birthday party today. in order for everyone to have a happy night. And I hope that everything will go smoothly after Lu Hui's 20th birthday. I'm here to throw a brick to attract Jade and celebrate Lu Hui's birthday. After that, he gestured to the band below. The passionate music sounded, and Xiao Xiao began to break dance on the stage. He was dancing the floor dance, which had a higher difficulty level. As the melody of the music sounded, he was like a robot. First, he did a Michael Jackson dance step. Then, following the beat of the music, he attracted the audience's attention with a few chest vibrations. A group of young people ran below the stage and watched Xiao Xiao dance on the stage. Then, Xiao Xiao simply squatted down and stretched his legs forward. His hands propped up on the ground behind his back, and he quickly swung his legs in a circle. His line of sight was basically at the same level as the audience below the stage. He suddenly blew a kiss, causing the audience below the stage to scream. Then under his lead, everyone raised their hands and wriggled along with him. Those who could dance and those who couldn't twisted and screamed freely below the stage. Xiao Xiao's body seemed to be electrified. He kept touching this electric current and stepped on every small drum beat of the music perfectly. The audience below the stage saw that every joint of Xiao Xiao's body seemed to exist independently. He could make each part rotate freely and separate from the other parts. The audience screamed, praised, and applauded. Then Xiao Xiao started to dance the crazy sect dance. His mouth was wide open, and his face was a little distorted. All his teeth were exposed. His palms and body were like a gorilla, waving up and down. However, it didn't look ugly at all. Instead, it was full of power and beauty. The crazy sect dance made the people below go crazy. A few people had already rushed up the stage and started fighting with Xiao Xiao. Those people also looked like street dance experts. They surrounded Xiao Xiao, provoking and teasing each other. Xiao Xiao was also tickled. Suddenly, he somersaulted and froze on top of his head, causing a wave of screams. The other boy simply took off his jacket and wore only a singlet. They began to move on the spot like robots. Soon, a few more people went up on stage and imitated their movements. They began to jump up and down. Hip dancing was the best way to liven up the atmosphere. Soon, more and more people gathered around the stage and cheered loudly with Xiao Xiao's footsteps. It was as if he had arrived at the scene of the street dance competition. The entire banquet hall was once again filled with singing and dancing, bustling with noise and excitement. Lu Hui brought his mother down. He didn't want to think about those troublesome things. Looking at Xiao Xiao dancing happily on stage, he also jumped up on stage. He waved his sweat and threw away those troubles with his sweat. A group of people followed Xiao Xiao on stage and twisted together. Just like this, the entire banquet hall, which was originally Xiao Xiao's solo, now became a group dance. The atmosphere quickly recovered. Yanran watched from below. Suddenly, a warm current flowed through her heart. At this time, the black gas above Xiao Xiao's head was like him, doing all kinds of chest vibrations and electric current movements. Occasionally, it would even somersault up and down. Yanran couldn't help but smile slightly. Her cold face revealed a smile. This classmate of yours is very kind-hearted and handsome. How is your relationship with him? Yinran's mother became more and more happy. It's okay. Yinran's mother was like a normal person. She wasn't a cultivator like Yinran and the others. She couldn't see the black gas above Xiao Xiao's head, but it didn't stop her from feeling this young man's enthusiasm. After that, everything returned to normal. It started to look like a normal birthday banquet. The host Han Ming also followed them on stage for a long time. He originally thought that today's banquet wouldn't be able to be held. He was prepared to go home. He didn't expect that this young man would save him. He couldn't help but look at this young man in a higher light. He was already a very experienced host in this industry. This time, in order to celebrate the birthday of the Lu family's son, his father also spent a lot of money to invite him. In the end, he saw a wonderful show. He also saw a talent like Xiao Xiao. He gave Xiao Xiao his business card. If you're interested, you can come and find me when you're older. Xiao Xiao looked at it. It was the famous host Han Ming. He had seen him on TV before. He blew a kiss at the business card and put it in his pocket. The two of them added each other on WeChat and became friends. Xiao Zhao's popularity soared tonight. There were countless people who wanted to add him on WeChat. Soon, his circle of friends expanded by 100 people. Then the entire banquet officially started. The host invited Lu Hui on stage and asked him to give his 20th birthday speech. At this moment, Lu Hui was still gasping for breath. His eyes were slightly red as he sighed. It's hard to find a bosom friend in life, and Xiao Xiao is my bosom friend. I thank him for giving me a perfect birthday. F***CK, this is so emotional. I want to cry. At this time, Xiao Xiao was tired from dancing. He sat on a chair facing the stage. His legs were spread apart, and his right arm was resting on the back of the chair. He looked at Lu Hui, who had recovered his spirits, and smiled. Your performance just now was not bad. I didn't expect you to dance so well. The host continued with the next step. Yanran walked to Xiao Zhao's side and sat down. Didn't you see me last time? When I went to participate in the street dance competition, I remember that you were there. Xiao Xiao looked at her. I only saw the moment when you were about to bully me. TSK, you just can't understand my handsomeness. Xiao Xiao sat up straight in his chair and leaned towards Yanran. You said that my eyes aren't very good. Then, are your eyes not very good either? My eyes are normal. Yanran moved to the side. Then why do you see that my face is black? It's because that layer of black gas has already extended to your face. You're lying to me, right? The white gas on top of your head didn't extend to your face. Forget it if you don't believe me. Anyway, your entire face is like Guan Yu. Then it's a pity. Xiao Xiao leaned back lazily. You're the same as me. You live in a black, white, and gray world. You can't see the handsome men in this world. It's just that I can't see you. I can clearly see the handsomeness of the others. For example, your brother Lu Hui. I think he's quite handsome too. You're deliberately angering me, right? Doesn't that mean that you're special to me? So special that you can't see me clearly? What nonsense are you talking about? At this time, the host had already entered the guest segment. Those who were willing to perform could take the initiative to go up on stage. Xiao Xiao looked at Yanran. She seemed very beautiful. Today, Yanran was wearing a formal gown. The V-neck was at her waist, and the length of the dress was above her knees. It made her look slender and full. Don't move. There's a little bug on your clothes. Xiao Xiao suddenly said slyly. Yanran's whole body suddenly stiffened. She didn't even dare to turn her neck. Only her eyes were rolling. She pretended to be calm and asked Xiao Xiao, where is it? Xiao Xiao suddenly reached out and touched her shoulder. His fingers faintly rubbed her cheek. Okay, the little bug is gone. Yanran touched the place where Xiao Xiao just touched. She felt a little strange, but she didn't say anything. Xiao Xiao looked at her silly look and laughed. I'm lying. There's nothing. After that, he went up on stage. Next, I'll be singing a campus love song. The most beautiful. The melodious music sounded. The magnetic voice slowly brought the atmosphere of the audience into a warm and loving atmosphere. Baby, for this date, I couldn't sleep peacefully last night. 12 roses, each one as beautiful as you. Your beauty soundless and silent. Unknowingly let me follow you, baby. This time, I fell in love and panicked, but I don't regret it. You're the most beautiful in my eyes. Every smile makes me drunk. You're bad, you're good. When you pout when you're angry, you're the most beautiful in my heart. Only people who love each other can understand it best. I understand this wonderful feeling. Xiao Zhao's voice was melodious, like the dewy leaves in the early morning. It was so clear and melodious, and gentle like a faint spring that floated out. It was as if all the hustle and bustle had gone far away, and only this sound of nature was still reverberating. Yanran listened to this magnetic voice, and watched as the little black ball of air above Xiao Zhao's head also opened its arms, and then clenched its fists towards its chest, making an affectionate expression. She couldn't help but be a little infatuated. The audience cheered. The Prince of Love Songs. Countless girls rushed to the stage, wanting to feel Xiao Zhao's charm up close. They were all blocked by Lu Hui one by one. Xiao Xiao, you have the potential to be a star in the future. You see, you have so many fans just from a birthday party. Have you thought about it? I haven't, but I quite like this feeling. Yinran saw so many girls rushing past her to the stage. Then, she looked at Xiao Zhao's smug and annoying expression. Her face couldn't help but darken. Yinran, your classmate's charm is too great. How many girls will like him in the future? Yinran's mother looked at the scene with a smile, and couldn't help but sigh. This young man is really too likable. He's so outstanding in all aspects. Next time, let him come over for dinner. Yinran's mother couldn't suppress her joy. Yinran heard her mother's words and her face darkened. How is he outstanding? His grades are the last. Yinran's mother was stunned. How is that possible? How can such an outstanding child have such bad grades? Yinran, are you mistaken? How could I be mistaken? He's the person I want to help. After saying that, Yinran stood up and walked out of the door. Yinran didn't know what was wrong with her. She had always been calm, but she said such words in a fit of pique. She calmed herself down at the door for a long time. She didn't want to go in again, so she called her mother. Mom, I'm leaving first. Have fun. I still have homework to do. Yinran's mother looked at the phone in her hand that was hung up. Then she looked at Xiao Xiao on the stage deep in thought. Chapter 16. The friendship between brothers was like this. They weren't afraid of being short-lived. They only wanted sincerity. Xiao Xiao and Lu Hui stayed until the end. In the end, Lu Hui drank too much and said to Xiao Xiao with a big tongue, "If you weren't underage, I'd definitely drink with you until we're drunk." In the end, Lu Hui vomited into a mess. Xiao Xiao looked at his brother leaning on his shoulder and sighed. Today's incident at home seemed to have affected him greatly. He was in a bad mood, so he drank so much. That Aunt Chi was a cultivator, so she must have some tricks up her sleeve. Lu Hui and his mother were ordinary people, so it wouldn't be easy for them to beat her. Although Xiao Xiao and Lu Hui had known each other for many years, he only knew that his family was rich, and that his father was a well-known local entrepreneur. He didn't have much contact with his parents. After tonight's incident, he had a deeper understanding of them. He was indeed indignant for Lu Hui, but the most important thing was his father's attitude. At present, it seemed that his father was obsessed with Aunt Chi, who was like a vixen, and completely ignored his wife at home. Xiao Xiao was sensitive enough to realize that his father's state didn't conform to normal logic. If a normal man had an affair, they wouldn't be so calm about it to protect their status. However, Lu Hui's father seemed to have completely lost his mind. No matter what the occasion, he didn't hide it at all. This was very abnormal. Xiao Xiao wanted to use Sunday to investigate this matter properly. It could also serve as a basis for his good friend's judgment. Xiao Xiao deliberately disguised himself today. He wore a cap, a mask, and sunglasses as his daily equipment. Then he adjusted his dressing style. He put on an ordinary t-shirt and pants that couldn't be found in a crowd. He saw in the newspaper that there was a detective agency that could help him with the task he wanted to complete. He called them and arranged to meet at a coffee shop. The detective who came was dressed a bit like Xiao Xiao. He covered himself up tightly, as if he didn't want others to recognize him. When they arrived at the coffee shop, the two sat down and sized each other up for a long time. Xiao Xiao went straight to the point. "I want to investigate a woman's love history. Have you done anything similar?" The detective's surname was Wang. "This is our regular service, but the fee isn't low. You don't have to worry about the cost, but I want something valuable and real." "No problem. I'll give you an answer in 3 days." Xiao Xiao paid the deposit in advance. He directly investigated Aunt Chi. Lu Hui's father, Lu Haotian, shouldn't have too many problems. Xiao Xiao guessed that the woman had created an opportunity to pester Lu Haotian's father. After this matter was settled, Xiao Xiao secretly went to Lu Haotian's residence. According to Lu Hui, Lu Haotian had moved out a long time ago. They lived in a villa in the eastern suburbs, and he had been there twice. Xiao Xiao purposely got information from Lu Hui when he was drunk. He was now standing outside the villa. This was a high-end villa area, and there were many surveillance cameras around. Xiao Xiao looked at the surveillance cameras around him. It seemed that it wouldn't be easy for him to sneak in. He could only use magic. He made a chant and drew a circle around himself. Then his whole body was covered in a layer of black fog. It was hazy and difficult to see clearly. Then he directly jumped onto the wall. Even if the camera caught him, it was a cloud of black fog. It was impossible to see that he was a person. The villa was very big. After he climbed over the wall, he bypassed a swimming pool and walked to the outside of the main building. The main building had a total of 4 floors. It seemed that there were 2 floors underground. The underground mezzanine was a 5-meter-tall dining room. Lu Haoyin and Aunt Chi were having lunch there, and there were several servants waiting on them. Xiao Xiao hid in a corner and observed their interaction. He saw Aunt Chi with a seductive smile on her face. She was ladling soup for Lu Haoyin. After she carefully filled a small bowl with soup, she didn't directly hand it to Lu Haoyin. Instead, she secretly put something in it. Haoyin, come and drink this bowl of soup. It's very nutritious for your body. You little vixen, what kind of soup are you going to give me? Lu Haoyin laughed with joy. Then he pinched Aunt Chi's butt. Just drink it. You don't have to worry about it. I guarantee that you'll be happy. It's very good for your body. I'm relying on you now. You're my sky. You must take care of your body. Xiao Xiao looked at the white mist above Aunt Chi's head. It was like a small snake twisting around. After Lu Haoyin heard this, he felt like a hero. He hugged Aunt Chi's small waist and let her sit on his body. Little Chi, are you worried about something again? With me here, you don't have to worry about anything. Haoyin, I'm still not sure. When do you think you can marry me? Aunt Chi pretended to be aggrieved. Don't worry. As long as we're separated for a certain period of time, the court will automatically grant a divorce. At that time, I'll give you a fair wedding. Aunt Chi was very happy to get a promise. She used a small spoon to feed Lu Haoyin the soup. As the two drank, Lu Haoyin's hand on her waist started to become naughty. Aunt Chi's body twisted a bit. She looked at the servants around her and said shyly to Haoyin, "There's someone here." Lu Haoyin coughed and said, "You can all leave." The group of servants left. Lu Haoyin no longer had any scruples. He directly reached out and pinched Aunt Chi's body. Aunt Chi was pinched until she laughed. Every time I drink the soup you give me, I can't hold back the beast in my body. What kind of soup is this? Lu Haoyin couldn't control himself anymore. He began to capture the swaying red lips. Don't worry. This is definitely the best for your body. I asked for it from a temple. It can help our relationship last for a long time. Okay, then let's go for a long time. Lu Haoyin picked up her petite body by the waist and walked towards a guest room next to the dining room. Xiao Xiao couldn't follow them in at this time. He didn't want to watch a live erotic scene. He looked at the soup for a long time and felt that there was something wrong with it. Thus, he found a small bottle and poured some of the leftover soup into it. Then he left. Xiao Xiao went straight home. Although he had doubts in his heart, he didn't know what it was. He could only ask his family's experienced Uncle Wu. Xiao Xiao looked expectantly at Uncle Wu sniffing the bottle. How is it, Uncle Wu? What is this thing? Uncle Wu frowned. This should be a kind of elixir used by cultivators. But I can't tell what it's made of. Xiao Xiao was a little disappointed. Where did you get it? I got it from a cultivator in the human world. Uncle Wu immediately asked nervously. Is it Yinran? It's not Yinran. It's another one. I've realized that there are quite a lot of cultivators in the human world. I've already met a few. Have you been discovered by them? Uncle Wu was very nervous. I don't know. They might have discovered me. But this person doesn't know me. I got this soup by chance. Young master, I told you last time that you can't get close to cultivators in the human world. You should stay as far away as possible. Miss Yinran has already promised me that she won't hurt you. But you have to be careful of the others. I know, Uncle Wu. Don't worry. I can protect myself. Xiao Xiao returned to his room and stared at the small bottle for a long time. It seemed that he still had to find a cultivator for help. He picked up the phone and dialed Yinran. What are you doing, Yinran? Do you want to come out for a date? Xiao Xiao returned to his casual self as soon as he called Yinran. Don't talk nonsense. If you have something to say, say it. Yinran's cold voice came from the phone. Xiao Xiao touched his nose. I'm just kidding. Are you free in the afternoon? I have something to talk to you about. What is it? It's about the cultivators in the human world. Yinran was silent for a while. Okay, I'll see you in an hour at the coffee shop. Xiao Xiao jumped out of bed and began to rummage through the cabinets for clothes. He tried one set after another, but it seemed that he was not satisfied. At this time, he was a little annoyed with his eyes. There were only 3 colors of clothes in his wardrobe, and there were only a few styles after changing. It seemed that he had to buy some more clothes. With such a handsome figure, it would be a waste if he did not wear good clothes. When he finally changed into a set of casual clothes that he felt satisfied with, he was suddenly stunned. He was not really going on a date. Why did he have to make such a big fuss? He scratched his hair in annoyance and looked in the mirror. He found that his hair was a little messy. He combed it with a comb, sprayed some hair gel, and tidied up his proud bangs. Finally, he walked out of the door with satisfaction. Yinran was also in her room. She had changed into a pink dress. Suddenly, she remembered that Xiao Xiao's eyes were not good. He could not see colors at all. So she changed into a pure white dress. After changing, she felt that it was a little monotonous. She began to look for a necklace in her jewelry. Finally, she found a sapphire blue necklace. She hung it around her neck. Her neck was slender, and her skin was white and tender. She was indescribably beautiful. When she went out, Yinran's mother was sitting in the living room watching TV. When she saw Yinran dressed so pure and cute, she could not help but praise. "My daughter is so beautiful and refined. Where are you going?" Yinran was not as calm as usual. Instead, she looked a little guilty. "A classmate asked me out to buy a book." "Which classmate? Have you seen her before?" Yinran's mother changed the channel with the remote control and asked casually. "Oh, it's a female classmate. Mom, you haven't seen her before." After saying that, she was afraid that her mother would ask more questions. She quickly changed her shoes and left. You're tuning in to the Earbook Haven YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.